Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ships Worldwide.
Your Christmas podcast.
What? Oh, what? Yes. Well, anyone who follows me on Twitter will know my increasing anger at the summer weather we've been having.
It's literally snowing right now.
It literally is snowing.
Yesterday was like crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Like giant.
They were
flakes.
huge. Well, they weren't flakes. They were clumps.
Yeah.
It was snowing in clumps, and I'm like, this is the end of the world.
It really is.
Because like
the typhoon in Japan.
Yeah,
destroying everything.
Then there's everything that's happening in the eastern United States right now,
Hurricane
where it's like
Florence.
Yeah, like that's pretty rough. And then we have snow here, and then it's
not as dire.
But so we're up in the morning. My mom we turn on the TV, and it's sports was on there because my mom was watching some sport thing. I think it was football or something. But they're playing baseball, and they're like, lovely summer weather here in, I think it was like New York. Like, lovely summer weather. You wouldn't even think it's starting to be fall. And I literally said out loud, screw you. I was so mad. And like everyone else was like, yeah, no, that's fair. I am so mad that we are already in snow.
The summer felt like extra short.
Like for me, I always think of right around Halloween is when it usually is like, that's when, like, we rarely have a Halloween without snow.
Yeah.
So it's like usually right before Halloween, it's like, okay, here comes the first little bit of snow. But it's like, no, it's not even fall yet. It's summer.
Around Halloween, it's like putting your costumes, but like put a coat underneath, you know?
Yeah, no, we can't do, like, it's funny, they have all those oh, sexy costumes. And it's like, you can't wear those here because you will freeze.
Yeah.
Like, you need, sucks, but that's the Canadian costume market for Halloween. It's quite different. We're a different landscape.
You just gotta wear the Fortnite costume with the coat.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
yes.
or be a sexy parka, just like a nice warm jacket. That's all you need. All right.
Warmth is hot.
You want to say that again? Want to say that one more time?
Warmth is hot.
There you go. That's the joke. All right, you had a much busier week than I did.
Well, what other than entertainment, we got stuff to talk about. Both of us started school.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, right. This is the first one since. Oh right, yeah, that's true. That's why for me, I have nothing on my list almost because I have been very busy. But your school it's different from my school. We're in very different school environments, to say the least.
University, and you're in mid school.
No, I'm in elementary, dude.
Oh, okay.
And
isn't that the same thing?
No, middle school's junior high. Elementary is 1 to 6. Middle school or junior high is 7 to 9, and then high school is 10 to 12.
That's fair. I don't really.
You live here.
I don't really I forgot about it.
How do you forget about school? I think about it like.
Well, you have to.
Well, no, but I mean, like, even like I have nightmares still about going to classes, like school classes, not university, school.
University is like so much better in my mind.
It has its ups and downs for me, or it did. How am I out? Never mind. It still blows my mind every now and then to think that, oh, I'm done. Yeah. I never made a single real friend. Well, that's a lie. I made a couple, but like, you don't make friends in university in my eyes. Just because, at least with my stuff, everyone you meet is like, you see them for one class, like in like one class, that's it, right? Mm-hmm. And then you probably never see them again. And unless you, like, the only people I made friends with are the ones I said, give me your Facebook so we can work together on this group project. Like, that's it. Those are the only people I made friends with, really. And it sucks. Versus you go to, like, high school where you're with the same group of people for most of it. And even, like, going to your high school, which I was only there 1 year at, I still made friends because of the fact that, you know...
like, the breaks, the lunches.
Yeah, breaks and lunches and stuff. Like, do you think I ever talked to people when I was on break at university? No, I did one of two things. One, browsed on my phone, or two, went home. Like, that was about it. Like, I was pretty much doing those two things.
You weren't one of those guys who participated in the school activities?
I actively avoided them.
How come?
Because it's just like, I'm like, my whole time there was pretty much like, I'm here to get an education. Well, here's the thing. For the people living there, like people who live at the university, they literally have their residence there. Then if I would live there, I would. Because then it'd be like, I have nothing better to do, you know? Like, I don't want to go back to my crappy little apartment, you know, room there. I'd be out and I'd be participating. And yeah, of course, I'd meet more people there. But when you don't live there, my thought was always, why am I here when I could be at home with a cup of coffee, in my pajamas, watching something on TV while I do my work? Right? Like, why would I sit in the school when I can go home and do it? I'm very much a home worker.
Okay.
I was not a person who like, they're like, oh, what's the coziest place to work in at university? And I'm like, home. Like, I don't want to stay here. Mind you, they have to because of the people who live there. But like, yeah, for me, it was running away pretty much. Versus then again, yeah, like high school where it's similar, but I still wanted to stay some days late because I'd have my friends there. So I don't know. It's different.
It is. Well, for me, I have school Tuesday through Friday.
Oh, no Mondays.
One class on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
You know who'd be very happy about that schedule? Garfield?
Garfield.
There you go. He
Sorry,
doesn't
John.
like Mondays. I was so hungry, John.
I hate that picture.
I know, I hate it too. It's the worst.
But yeah, it's my creative writing class. It's a workshop class.
What does that mean? Because when you said it's a workshop class, I'm like, I don't know what that is.
It's like, instead of lectures, it's like work on something with other people to build something, to write something.
Oh, okay.
In this case.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Interesting. Yeah, no, for me, it was like all my classes were... Okay, so what's the average size of your class, I'm wondering?
Well, the creative writing class has about like 25 students.
Wow, okay.
My intro to news reporting class has only 12 students, since it's a 6 to 9 class.
Okay.
And then my comm theory class has about around the same size as the creative writing class.
So that's crazy, because for me, my classes were either between... like my lowest amount was 6 students, with me included, that by the end of the year was 4. That class died quickly.
Oh my God. What class was it?
That was just it was reading minority literature. So, like, it was just another, like, I was pretty much like, I need an English class that fits into my graduation requirements. This one's open, I'll take it, you know? Like, I had no choice in some of my classes. Because the graduating requirements were very strict on, you need, like, 6 credits from these list of, like, 5 classes. And so
That's for me too.
That means you have to take 2 of those, right?
Yeah.
But then I'd look, and, like, all of them are taken but 1. So it's like, well, guess I gotta pick that one.
That's why you gotta, like, sign up for the classes, like, the day they go up.
Yeah, I try that. I don't know how it works at your school, but at mine, you go on, they say, okay, your classes open up 6 a.m. on this date.
Yeah.
I don't get in to the website till usually 7.
Whoa.
It crashes. All of us are on it. We're all trying to get onto our things.
When I did the sign up for this year, it was like...
Yes, but your school is quite a bit smaller than mine was.
That is fair.
Mine is...
U of A is like...
U of A is gigantic.
Like half of Edmonton.
It's so huge. And it's so full of people. Like, I think it alone would be like the 3rd largest town in the province. It's huge, right? So, like, you go... like, and it's everyone of a year is given that time. Mm-hmm. So, like, first year students get last because they're like, you don't need to worry. Like, you don't need to be as stuck with what you need, right? Yeah. Like, 3rd year, 4th year, you get first. But even still, everyone 3rd and 4th year in your faculty is at the same time. So it's like, you're trying to get these classes, and it's literally you hit the login button as soon as the time goes, and you watch the loading symbol, and you pray. And then you're looking through your classes, and it's like, sometimes randomly, they'll just be gone. They'll just be like, sorry, the teacher didn't show up, so it's gone now. Sometimes they'll go from, classes are colored. Green is you can join. Blue is you can join, but you need special requirements. Yellow is it's looking to be full. Please hurry up. And then red is it's full. You can't, right?
Okay.
So classes that went from green circle, all good, hit that join button, will go to blue square. You can't hit join. You have to email to ask to get in randomly. Like, getting into classes was so stressful. I didn't understand it till the last year. Like, and then some of these classes, it was like one class, I literally had to beg to get in because I said, please, this is the last class I need. I don't want to do an entire other year to get the one. And they're like, fine. And I'm like, thank you. Like, yeah, no, university was so stressful because of like the amount of people and how it's not made for that many people. Mm-hmm. Like, and then of course, every time I'd complain, my mom who went to the U of A when she was young was like, you know what we did back in the day? You would have to call teachers individually.
Oh, rip. You know how much.
And you would have to know like this. So like you had to call them individually.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like a virtual line.
Oh yeah. No. So like, but you'd call them and then you'd have to let them tell you if there's room in the class. So not only would you be waiting for them to pick up, and then when you get there, it would be, sorry, the class is full. Hang up. So, like, it was worse then, but it's still not good now.
No, I gotta...
So, yeah.
My intro to news reporting class is looking to be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah?
It's a 3-hour class, but...
What time is that?
6 to 9.
Those I found
Wednesdays,
the toughest.
Though.
Well, I
Wednesday.
still found those really... I had one on Friday.
Yeah.
6 to 9 on a Friday is the worst thing ever.
See, I signed up for that last year, and the first class I took, I was like, I can't do this. Mm-hmm. So I was just going to save it for this year on a Wednesday. And it's with a teacher he's like one of my favorite teachers, so it's like makes it better.
I had to do that with one class where it was programming, like... because I had to take 2 programming classes. The first one I barely scraped by in. Then the second one I got to it, and it's like, okay, now you have to... we're going to do math, like make programs in Python to solve math problems. Here's the problem. I couldn't solve the math problems normally. How can I make a program to solve them if I don't, like, they're putting things up on the board and I'm like, I've never done this. Like,
alien language?
I went up to 30-1 math, which is the sort of expected. No, I was 30-2. I did 30-1 first, didn't get a high enough grade, went back to 30-2. Okay. But anyways, like I took 30-1. So like I got up to what is the, grade 12 standard of math. Like I wasn't in, lower math. I did go down to it just to get a better mark, but I wasn't in it. Like I did take the high level math and this stuff made no sense to me. This was university. And like, I was in that class and like we had to do an assignment where I literally just was like, I can't do this. So I dropped out. So then I come back in another year and I'm like, okay, I have less classes. I can take this and do this. And they're like, oh yeah, so we're changing there's a change in the curriculum because many students, we had, 2 different teachers. One of them was teaching just a style that involved doing math. And this teacher had them making logic-based games instead. So we're going to go more towards the logic-based games. Rock that class.
Nice.
And it was just because the one teacher thought it should just be all math. And instead it was like, okay, now we're going to make Battleship. Like from scratch. Like I made Battleship from scratch.
Okay, that's cool.
And like, not only was I able to do it and it worked out awesomely, but like, I was able to get through it.
Yeah.
Like that was the important thing. So yeah, it's like.
Well, you got lucky with that then.
I did, yes. Yeah. Honestly, I still, like, there's so many things that came out of my time at university where I'm looking now where I'm at and I'm like, should I be here? Do I deserve this? That's called, have you heard of imposter syndrome?
No.
Oh God, it's the worst thing ever and I get it so hard. It's the idea that you're like a sham. You don't deserve to be where you are. You only got by because of like luck or maybe someone gave you an easier time. Like it's that idea that you don't deserve to be where you're at. And that hits me like once a week where I'll just be sitting, like I'll be just teaching in class and I'll think, how did I get through university? How did I get through high school? Should I be here? Like, do I deserve this? Oh God, here it comes. Right? So it's like, I get that a lot.
I don't think I get that because like I think I work from my marks because I've been getting like consistent A's and B's, and
So
I'm like,
that's the thing.
because it's like the one thing I'm really good at, and I want to make sure I'm good at
Yeah.
it. So
that's the thing. I until my second year of university, so I'm talking about everything before that, I never worked for my marks. I coasted by, like, just on like, I never studied till university.
okay,
And so, like, I super coasted by, and that's what I think it is. Like, the last couple of years of university, I had to work hard. I worked hard to make sure I got through that. But, like, everything before that, like, I never knew how to study till university. I was the guy, like, I'm the case you hear people talk about where it's like, oh, he reads at such a high level when he was young, so then the teachers called him gifted, and now he's, like, lazy and depressed, right? And I'm like, that was me. I was told I was smart, and then, like, I didn't work in school, and I, like, got 80s and got through, and it was good, right? But, like, I could have done more.
Than, like, your typical person, right?
But, like, I'm just, like...
So that's what makes you feel better.
Yeah, and so, but just, like, because of that, and I'm like, I never... Like, until the last couple of years in university, never worked for it.
You're riding on that good enough mentality.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. No, I was... Mind you, there was a couple times in university where I'm like, all I got to do is pass. There was a couple where I'm like, I don't care. Get it. I got a couple D's, and D's are passes. D's get degrees.
C's get degrees, that's the term. But
I know, but in this case, there was a couple where I had to say D's get degrees. Because there's a couple there that I'm like, I just need to not fail it. Like, it took down my GPA a bit, but I was like, like, this class, I just need to get through it.
okay,
Everything else will raise up my GPA, and I'll be good. But there was a couple that I'm like, I just need to get through it. And I got through it, right? But it's like...
See, I'm the type of person that sees a 70 and thought he failed.
No. 70 for me is... Could have done better, but I'm still happy for myself that I didn't fail. That's how I've always been. But of course, then that leads to imposter syndrome. So... Fun times. All right, let's...
Sorry, one more thing.
Okay, I'm just going to say, let's try and get through the depressing stuff and then get to video games, which are slightly less depressing.
Okay,
yeah,
my
go ahead.
third class, Comp Theory.
Oh, I didn't talk about my class sizes. Yeah, keep going.
It's really cool because it's like, it's basically what it sounds like, communication theory. There's these communicators that, like, bring up... We're studying right now Harold's Adam Innes, I think it's called. And he's all about, like...
See, when you say that name, I think of Adam Ellis, the guy who does those comments. like when you said that, like, my mind immediately went to Adam Ellis. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Google him if you don't know what I'm talking about.
He's basically, like, staples of communication, and then communication as a staple. Like, staples would be, like...
a business depot.
Trading.
Sorry.
Maybe.
Go ahead.
It's anything to do with, like, actual transportation. And, like, the railways we talked about, and, like, rivers even, like, during the fur trade and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. I'm starting to see what you're saying with this. Yeah.
And there was, back then, when they made Edmonton the capital city, Calgary was really pissed, because everything went through Calgary. Like, the railways and, like, everything.
Yeah.
But they made Edmonton the capital city because of the rivers.
And also because we're better.
Yes. We trashed Calgary hard on that yesterday. No,
Good.
Friday. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, I just feel like I'm back.
Nice.
There's people who don't like university, but like I genuinely really like it.
Nice. That's awesome.
Like, so far.
Yeah, no, like my like most of my classes were either like 7 students or they were 500 students in a huge lecture hall.
Oh yeah, the Comp Theory class is like a half circle class setup. I've never been to one of those.
Imagine one of those with 500 people.
No.
Yeah, it's you are literally a number.
I don't think there's a classroom in that school that has that big a number.
Like, you know, like IMAX.
Big a room.
You know, IMAX theaters.
Oh my god, dude!
Imagine it bigger than that, where it's literally like there are so many stairs and they're so steep that like you look and you see a wall of people, like a hellish legion. Like, I couldn't imagine being down there. Mind you, that class had 11 teachers that would rotate once a week, so they only have to do one lesson kind of for every sort of session. Like they would only do it one, and then it would rotate around all of them and go back, right?
I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that.
Hey, guess what? That's how you get through all the students through the mandatory classes that, like, when there's classes every teacher has to take, you gotta make sure you can do it with all them.
Yeah.
Because you need everyone to get through it, right? The good thing is they never ask you questions. It's never
Okay, that's good.
It's never they never ask questions.
You know, I wouldn't like that because like I like teacher student communication.
You know what? I do too, but I don't like it when I'm in a class and it's like, let's teach you how to use smart boards. And I've been using smart boards since I have been a baby. Because, of course, some teachers going through are old. Like, they're old people getting teaching degrees, right? So they're, like, trying to teach us, here's how you make a PowerPoint for students. And I'm like, PowerPoints... I can make one
like Microsoft PowerPoints?
Yes, I can make one literally in my sleep. So, like, there was a lot of classes where I would just, like, I was talking on Discord for a lot of my classes with you guys just because I'm like, I literally know this. And then, of course, I'd be browsing in any other class. They'd ask me, you know, hey, can you, you know, answer this question? And I'm like, I'm here because I have to be. Like, let me get through this. Like, it's a
good feeling, though.
Not
like,
to say that I didn't appreciate my time when they were teaching me new stuff, but especially for being a teacher, because I live in a house with a teacher and have always been in the teaching realm, a lot of it came down to so much common sense. There was an entire class on don't touch students.
Really?
There was an entire class where it's like, here's the legal ramifications if you touch students. Here are ways to not touch students. Here's why you shouldn't touch. And I'm like,
wow.
Okay. Funnily enough, though, then my first day subbing, there was a kid who ran around naked because it was kindergarten, and they told me to grab him, and I said, sorry, university said I cannot touch him, and they're like, no, grab him, and so I had to get the aide to do it.
Oh.
Never doing kindergarten ever again.
Wow.
Never again.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's rough. Grade 5's been going good, though, for me.
That's good.
I'm also teaching grade 4s for French, and they're not bad, too. It is, every now and then, they do surprise me a lot with stuff
in terms of, like, how much they know?
Yes, when I'm just walking around and I see a kid listening to the Doom 2 soundtrack.
That's cool.
And he's telling me about how Doom 2 is so much better than Doom 1. You have to realize, and people don't get this, where do you think kids get all their information from nowadays?
The internet.
The internet.
And that's where everything is.
So
right?
It's such a different world now where it used to be, like, if you were growing up in the 90s, you may catch reruns of stuff from the 80s, but otherwise you would have no idea about it, right? But nowadays...
I remember those days, like, not knowing about something.
Yeah, right?
Just being out, or, like, being...
Or just saying, oh, what is this? And you have no idea what it is, right? Nowadays, kids are, like... When I was doing my other teaching, I was with grade 8 students, there was kids who were talking to me about Darkstalkers.
That's crazy.
It's never had a thing in their life. Like, it's been in their entire... Like, I mean, aside from cameos in Marvel games, but they're like... And what it comes down to is, oh, yeah, I was watching a YouTuber and they talked about it. And, like, it's crazy to think how YouTube has really changed how kids are able to know about any pop culture now.
It's a communication thing.
The width of their knowledge of pop culture is insane.
Yeah.
You know, you get...
like, insanely more than, like, what we used to.
Yeah, like, nowadays, you know, and that's why when I see people be like, oh, man, PewDiePie's playing Shadow of the Colossus? How terrible. Why is he... And I'm like, do you not realize that now every single kid will know what Shadow of the Colossus is? Mind you, PewDiePie's not big for kids anymore now, you know, and then they moved on to other stuff. But, like, big YouTubers giving time to, like, things that we enjoy really show the kids stuff. And it's really interesting to me.
It is.
Like, yeah. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if we covered that kind of stuff in our comp theory class this year.
Who knows? Yeah. Well, maybe. You'll see, because it's usually... How old is your teacher about?
Oh, he's
a little older?
He has gray hair.
Yeah, so probably not.
But he's pretty hip, though.
Okay.
He's pretty cool.
Is he as hip as my teacher who came into class wearing a My Little Pony t-shirt?
No, not that hip.
Okay, because I had a class on student subcultures. So, pretty much, what do you do when you have a furry in your class? What do you do when you have an emo in your class? Like, what do you do when you have a C-punk student in your class? I've never seen a C-punk student, and I'm waiting for it. But, like, it's, like, literally, like, kids nowadays have so many different identities because of the internet. They're able to find who they are so easily. How do you incorporate those elements for those kids? And so, like, one day he came in and he was like, all right, we're talking about brony students today. I'm wearing this Doctor Who My Little Pony t-shirt because you need to figure out how can you get to a student who the other kids don't get him. How can you talk to him? And so we talked about researching student stuff. Like, for example, see what students like start the year off with, have them write about what they like. Then as a teacher, you should look up what that is if you don't know it, to be able to talk to them one-on-one and give examples based on that. Like, for example, there's a kid in my class, loves Five Nights at Freddy's. Guess what I used for examples with him? Five Nights. I don't know super much about it, but I know enough. I was able to talk to him about it and help him.
And that's what makes it important for teachers to know about this
Yes.
stuff too, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, because it's like teachers come to me all the time and they're like they're talking about, all the kids are talking about this Jake Paul person or Logan Paul. I don't know which one is the one the kids watch. It doesn't matter. One of them. And so they're like, I don't get it, but it should be. And then so I talked to the teachers. And I'm like, no, it's like your kids in like grade 3 probably shouldn't be watching him. And I gave examples, and they're like, how do you know about this? And I'm like,
you grew up on this kind of stuff.
Well, no, I just use the internet.
Yeah, I guess.
Like I stay in the know as much as I can, not just because, well, I mean, I grew up on the internet and that's what I know, but like also it's our responsibility to know what the kids are talking about, so that if they're talking about stuff they shouldn't be, to make sure that we address that, right? So, I don't know. I could talk a lot about teaching stuff, but it's
I want to ask you about one more thing.
Yeah.
How's the, like, gaming integration going in with your class? Like, are the kids, like, adapting to it, or?
What?
What happened?
We've disabled your online access to my bank. I think that's spam. I'm pretty sure that's spam. I'll check that later.
I like to just put the number into the Google and then be like,
you know what?
The phone number.
Okay, keep going. Gaming integration, haven't really been doing too much of it, mostly because right now it's we're at the start of the year, but later on I am hoping to use it with... How
do the kids like the classroom you said?
Oh, they love it.
They love it?
Yeah, well, I mean, and then again, like the guy next to me, he has Fortnite all over his classroom. Not because he likes it, but again, because he knows that the kids like it, right? Yep. And it's funny, then he talked to me and he's like we're in the staff room. 2 of us teachers, professionals. And he's like, so you mainly Nintendo? Do you play everything else? And I'm like, it's, teachers are all nerds.
Yeah.
If they're young, usually. Older teachers is a bit different.
Is the teacher young?
No, he's older than me. Probably in his 30s. Okay. But like, yeah, no, like that's something that a lot of people don't know. Most teachers are nerds. And it's, yeah. So, okay. Let me check my bank here quickly.
Okay.
Because that's slightly worrying if that's the case.
I have a story. I was coming back from school on Wednesday evening, I think.
Yep.
And came across probably not my first, but drunk guy on the bus.
Ooh, those are fun. Yep. No, my bank's fine. That's spam.
Cool. Yeah, well, I went on the bus. There were a bunch of guys talking in the back of the bus, so I'm just assuming like they were just like bantering or whatever.
Yeah.
So I sit down, put my earphones in. We stop at a stop, and then I see security guards like coming up to the bus. I'm like, oh, what's going on now? Are they like just checking up? And then like I take my earphones out, and the guy's just like causing noise disturbances everywhere, and they had to like talk to him. He's like, if you're going to take me off this bus, you better pay for my taxi ticket. So they got him off, and then he's like yelling, and then they just slowly drove away. That's Edmonton Transit for you.
Hey, in my time, on my route going home, because I had to stop at West Ed on my way home.
Oh, yikes.
And, when I was sick, because I stayed at my grandma's house, so it was in the West End there. So, like, I was never in a bad neighborhood, but it was a neighborhood that was, I'd say, middle class, right? So you get a wide range of people.
Yeah.
There was specifically who I called the crackhead old ladies, who were just old ladies who would come in there and scream. Like, imagine an old lady just start screaming at the top of her lungs. One day, she, on the bus, was like, every time a person their eyes would graze past her. Like, I'm talking, you're turning to look at something else, your eyes pass hers. She would yell because she thinks that they're looking at her and judging her. Like, she was nuts. One time, 2 of them came on the bus and literally danced a jig at the front because they knew each other. Like, I'm talking like old school, wrapping their arms together and spinning. Like, it was the weirdest thing. Yeah, public transport here, you meet people, and that's...
No, you don't meet them, you experience them.
That's true. You experience... That's why, honestly, well, there's all those signs where it's like, please make sure you leave your bag off the seat in case... And I'm like, no, I put my bag down, and I say, sorry, I'm saving it for a friend. The friend never comes. The friend does come, and it's my personal safety. I am not letting some of these weird people sit by me.
When there's like space on other parts of the bus, I keep my backpack beside me, but like when it starts filling up,
oh yeah, if there's a lot of people it's fine, but if it's just a couple people, because there's nothing weirder than you're sitting in a bus and like it's mostly empty and someone comes up and specifically sits down next to you.
That's never happened to me.
That's happened to me, and I'm like, why? And it's never cute girls. It's like there's been a couple times where I see a girl come on the bus and I'm like, I'd like it if you sat beside me. And I'd move my bag, right? I'd move my bag and I'd be like, that's fine. And then there's other times where it's just like the grossest individuals and you're like, no, please don't.
Ones.
Oh, there's some that smell so bad. Oh, yeah, no, that's one thing that I'm so happy to never deal with again is the public transport situation, because it wasn't as bad as some people made it out. Like, I know some people who specifically have said, I'm never taking public transport for anything after one bad experience. I'm like, no, like, that was the best way for me to get around at that point. But, like, I'm more than fine to not have to deal with that ever again.
Yeah, I took the LRT last week.
Never had an LRT problem.
Oh yeah, LRT's fine.
Well, I guess we should say LRT is our light rail transit. It's our train.
Yeah.
Never had a problem with that. The people there, it's fine. I've also never been ticketed on it. It's still weird. Huh. I've never needed a ticket because when my school I get the U-Pass so I can go on any public transport for free while I have it, right? But like never once have I seen someone get ticketed on it.
And it's easier to like talk to people in there.
Yeah, right?
Like, I even met a girl like on the way there on Monday.
Yeah, no, like the LRT, awesome. Buses, degenerate.
Oh yeah, I hate they're comfy. Like, I don't know. I've gotten used to the buses, but like,
okay. For some reason, when you said comfy,
I didn't.
Okay,
that's why I changed.
No, that's why I need to tell you where my mind went when you said comfy, because it's a voyage. Okay, comfy. When you say comfy with the buses, my mind goes to our buses have a very unique pattern to our seats. Maybe not anymore.
There are like 3 different versions of buses now.
Yeah, okay. I think it might be different now, but back in the day, all our buses had a very unique fabric on its seats. It looked like, like, you know when Kamek casts magic in Super Mario World, it's the shapes?
Yeah.
It's that on, like, dark blue.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it looks like that.
Red or blue.
Red or blue, right? Yeah. So, like, that is, like, iconic to me. But that reminded me of, I saw a picture of, it was on Reddit, and it's like, saw a guy on the bus with fox ears and a tail. And
I saw him.
Oh my god! Okay, we'll talk about this. So then it's like, okay, it's like, and then people are like, I recognize those seats. That has to be the Edmonton Transit System. Only one place has those seats. And I looked and I'm like, that's the Fox guy of West Edmonton. I've seen him. So you've seen the Fox guy?
I was like,
okay.
It was Jasper Ave.
Oh my god. Okay, so Fox, also he carries around a puppet of a fox too.
I didn't see that.
I definitely saw that. He'll literally be holding it in his hand like it's okay. But because we went to school in the West End, like we went to school there, we actually had a watch for him where we would document our sightings of him. Because he's like a cryptid. He's a local cryptid of the Fox guy of Edmonton. Where's he gonna go now, right? So it's, oh man. We have a couple of those. Did you know Dancing Dan?
No.
Okay, Dancing Dan was another. He was a guy who every morning for a good couple years, even in the winter, he would be up at a street corner by West Ed, the mall. I got to say the mall because people won't know what that is. The mall. And he would be on the corner listening to an iPod, just dancing away. The coolest steps. Like, this dude would rock it every morning. And he was known as Dancing Dan, right?
Yeah.
One day he just like disappeared. We don't know what happened. But then my other friend and I went to a used game shop.
Yeah.
In walks Dancing Dan.
Oh my god.
And we're like, oh my god, it's him. And he's in there and he's like, Yeah, because he used a CD player. It's like my CD player broke.
Oh.
And so we with the people of the store were like, we're gonna give you a bit of money, and the store gave him a discount. Got him an iPod.
Nice.
He started dancing again, and it was so good. It was the best. I love Dancing Dan. He was another. Again, like this is like when we were like 10, so like this is a long time ago.
Okay.
This is a long time ago when I like this was.
I wonder what Dancing Dan's up to now.
I don't know. Godspeed, Dan. Godspeed. Yeah. No. Oh, just all these comfy stories about our local cryptids and stuff. I think we should move on to our week in entertainment because you got a bit to go through. I don't have too much, but
okay.
Okay.
So starting out with Octopath. I finished it up.
Nice.
It's probably my third game of the year.
Okay.
Yeah. So I finished all the stories, all the 8 stories, and then went to the final dungeon and fought the final boss. Lost horribly to that final boss, despite me thinking I'm high level. Like, this thing is crazy. I was like fighting it for about an hour. So just still at white health.
Just tell me now. When you imagine the words JRPG final boss, is it like that? Okay. Like you know what I mean when I say JRPG final boss, right? Yeah, okay. So it's not just a dude. Okay.
No, it's
awesome.
It's
good. That's all I want.
Dude.
That's all I want. Just making sure.
It's cool because like I don't want to spoil anything, but like the final dungeon ties everything together almost. Like all these stories together.
Nice.
In a sense that like there's one consistent figure in everything.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And that all ties up to that final boss.
Nice.
Yeah, I lost to the final boss. I'm like, I just don't have the time or the temperament to like go through this. So I just looked up the ending, and it wasn't even anything like spectacular. It's like, oh, you beat him.
Okay.
Good job. Yeah, so I wrapped my time up with that. But it's like, it's an amazing JRPG.
Awesome. Yeah, nice.
Then a few days after, Spider-Man came out.
That's it. This is the one everyone's talking about.
Have you watched any gameplay? Or have you been watching a playthrough?
So the guys I thought would do a playthrough haven't been. So I put on in the background while I played a game on my Switch. I think the first hour and a half of it, and that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I say watched, I'm literally mean in the loosest sense.
I want to preface this by saying Spider-Man is like, this game's amazing.
I would say it's spectacular. Excelsior.
But I like looking at this game in two ways. I like looking at this game as a Spider-Man fan and as a video game fan. As a Spider-Man fan, this is the best Spider-Man game out there. Like,
even better than Web of Shadows.
Yes.
I actually loved Web of Shadows.
Me too. I love that game.
Wait, on which version?
The PS3 version.
I played the Wii version.
Oh, okay. I heard the Wii version was like better in terms of like control.
Really?
Yeah. I watched an essay.
Is that you or me?
That was me.
Is that you being yelled at that your bank account's being frozen too?
No, it's just Facebook.
Oh, fun.
Someone hosted a watch party on Facebook.
Wow. People are using features that really shouldn't be used, I guess.
Probably just like a shitpost thing.
Yeah, probably.
Where was I?
Spider-Man fan. It's really good for Spider-Man fan.
Yes. The universe, the Spider-Man, this particular one sets everything up really well. And like...
So I've heard like this is super separate from every other Spider-Man universe and will be a part of Spider-Pocalypse in the comics.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, so Spider-Pocalypse is the next Spider-Verse thing.
Okay.
And it's more, let's take every Spider-Man universe and bring them together. And so this is tying into that. Mm-hmm. Spider-Punk, you know the costume?
Yeah.
That is another one that's going to be in Spider-Pocalypse.
Okay, cool. Yeah. It's 8 years in to Spider-Man being Spider-Man.
Yes, no origin story.
No.
I'm so done with Spider-Man origin stories. If you don't know his origin by this point,
this is like
you're crazy.
This is like late Spider-Man,
which is good.
Peter Park Spider-Man.
It's so good, yeah.
And like early Miles Morales.
Spoiler. I'm just kidding.
It's not spoiler. It's like
we've
Miles is in the game. That's everyone knows.
Well, to be fair, we saw him in the trailers a long time ago.
Yeah. They like even established like all the villains have like had their like comic costumes. Like Electro had the green and yellow one, and then like Rhino had like just the costume,
Okay.
that type of thing.
So this is them evolved past.
Yes.
Cool.
They like establish like rivalries and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
I really want to talk about the endgame stuff, but I'm not going to. But it sets up the sequel spectacularly.
Really? Sequel hook.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Definitely.
Okay.
A really interesting one where it's like it's a familiar story, but it's like told in a twist way.
Oh, is it the one where Spider-Man impregnates Mary Jane, but because his stuff, his spider web fluid, let's say, is radioactive, then the baby can't happen and it kills her, and then he goes and makes a deal with Mephisto to bring her back to life, but she has to forget everything about him, and then Spider-Man, that's the worst storyline in Marvel Comics pretty much ever.
I can confirm that is not it.
Good, bad, make your decision.
And then there's about the backpack stuff.
Yeah,
there's a lot of cool Easter egg stuff.
I've been seeing a lot of those on my Twitter. Yeah, so there's a lot there. Yeah,
referencing previous villains.
Is there any reference to The Wall?
No.
Oh,
there might be, but I kind of just like.
I was hoping there'd just be one, the 3 brick, then 1 brick for the head. I was hoping there'd just be one thing where Spider-Man walks up and just says, "I hate walls" with W capitalized or something.
It was like I'm thinking of 2 prominent villains that were referenced that weren't in the actual game.
Oh, cool.
They were part of this previous...
I've heard Venom was one.
No.
Really? I heard there was 2 major Venom references. I'll show it to you later.
Well, Venom hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, he hasn't, but there's 2 references to him in other... There's one character who quotes the words "lethal protector," which is a Venom thing, and then there's another about the police ball.
Police ball?
That's Spider-Man 3. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3, the police ball. Eddie Brock gets the suit then in Spider-Man 3.
The police ball?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Where the police ball. Not a ball as in like a ball, but a ball as in like the formal gathering.
Oh.
Remember the police ball?
No, I don't remember.
Jeez, okay. Fake Spider-Man fan. And then Spider-Man says, I'll be sure to bring my black suit. Like joking about a wedding suit. Yeah. But police ball black suit. Come on, man. Come on. To be fair, I'm just quoting another podcast on this. This is not something that I even know is in the game.
There's a lot of cool references to previous Spider-Man medias.
Yeah.
Like there's one reference to the main theme song of the 90s show.
Nice.
He's like swinging away and it's like someone's like, "Thank you, Spider-Man. Like, how can we like reward you?" And he's like, "Action is my only reward. I need." I was like, "That's awesome. I got that."
I heard the pizza theme is in it.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god, it's so
awesome.
good.
Have you seen the boat stuff? The boat people?
The boat people are the best.
That reference is like one of the Spider-Man.
What?
Games. Yeah, it's like one of the early Spider-Man games. That's how the character faces were modeled.
No way.
Yeah.
That can't be intentional. That's the most deep cut.
And then there's one. He's like a train like is about to crash.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to keep this as spoiler free as possible. Train's about to crash, but he's like webbing the sides trying to stop it. Yeah. But it breaks instantly, and he's like, "Oh, that worked last time."
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. I like when it takes from all the different media. Mm-hmm. The sort of amalgamated universe kind of. Yeah, I love that.
Sure. Then on the video game side, between this and God of War, I think I like God of War more.
No, that's fair.
I think Spider-Man's a very your typical Arkham style game, but in Spider-Man sense. I wouldn't call it a Spider-Man skin over Arkham.
No,
because it's nothing like that.
Yeah, no.
But it's like just the way you go about it.
Yeah.
The story's really good.
And plus, Spider-Man is literally better than Batman in every way. So,
yeah, for sure. Think about anything else.
You know that, like, in the pantheon of heroes, like in terms of like merchandise, Spider-Man is number one, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like he is the number one superhero.
Yeah. I like read a little thing if like kids that gravitate towards because the design of Spider-Man is so like
It's wonderful. It's so good.
It's one of the best. Like,
you hit all the main colors. You have a theme that's not too overt, with the webbing on the skin there, but it's not like super in your face. Yeah, like it's easy to draw. That's another thing, for sure. No, like it's a wonderful design.
The combat is kind of like, I didn't really like the combat at first.
Really?
Because they were like,
I've seen people dying a lot to stuff, like when I watched the videos there, and they're like, I actually like how it's very much like, no, just because you're a superhero doesn't mean the game's gonna be a walk in the park. Like,
it's not easy.
A walk in the parker. Yeah, got him.
In the with the later battles, they're not just like regular thugs. They're a bit buffed more, and they're difficult. They're tricky, because like some you can't web up, some like fly, that type of stuff. But yeah, I definitely saved my, like, I think I would put it at number 4 of my games of the year, honestly.
Okay, I was thinking, because you moved Octopath down from 2 to 3, I thought this would be your new 2. What's your 1 and 2 then?
1 is God of War still.
Okay.
And 2 is Monster Hunter.
Oh, right, Monster Hunter is a this year game. I always forget that.
But yeah.
And of course, then Smash will be at the top, right? Like that'll be 0. Let's just put that. Yeah.
Like, a bit of a caveat. When Smash 4 came out...
Sorry, can you say that word again?
A caveat?
It's caveat.
I've always said a caveat.
Oh my god, dude. It's a bit of a caveat.
It's a bit of a caveat.
We're pulling this up.
When Smash 4 came out, I thought, like...
Okay, listen. Whoops. We need volume. We need volume. Play. Oh, it's because I'm plugged in here. Okay, here we go.
That's going to be loud.
Caveat.
Okay. I guess I got to relearn that word.
Caveat. It's a caveat.
Okay. Well, caveat from that.
There you go.
When Smash 4 came out, I thought, like, oh yeah, this is going to be easy game of the year. But, like, at the same year, like, it just felt, like, familiar.
Like, no, that's fair. I don't know. I just find, like... Then again, that's also very depending on your multiplayer situation for that one, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like, multiplayer during Smash 4 wasn't as prominent as it was during Brawl.
Yeah, well, man, inviting friends over when Brawl came out was huge for me, yeah.
Okay, next, I played a lot, and I watched a lot. So,
okay, let's get through a few more of these, a little bit.
It's going to be like a long podcast.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Then I played, do you know what the Blackout beta is?
I've seen people beg for codes for this on Twitter, but I literally have no idea.
This is Call of Duty.
Gross.
It's the Battle Royale mode. And I'm sorry, but it's fun. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
It feels...
I can enjoy trash every now and then. I guess you can as well.
Well, I used to play a lot of Call of Duty before I met you. And, like, I knew how to...
No, go ahead.
I knew how to, like, when I hopped in, I'm like, oh, I know how to do this. Like, I know how it feels and all that. And it just, like, it feels cool. It feels good. Like, without the Call of Duty and gunplay go hand in hand. And just, like, putting that in a Battle Royale setting, it's cool. That type of thing. And, like, you can play as, like, people from the Zombies universe, the people from, like...
Sorry, there's a Zombies universe?
There's a whole storyline about the zombies.
Call of Duty has a storyline?
Like, in the Zombies, there's a huge convoluted storyline.
Are you serious, dude?
Dude, like, it is insane.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And they just wrapped up, like, the main
story. Isn't the Predator involved in that?
No.
Wasn't there Call of Duty with the Predator?
Let me just say the final chapter was, like, they had to fight a huge, giant tentacle monster in space.
No way! I don't believe you! I'm gonna type in Call of Duty tentacle monster and see if it comes up.
It was the final DLC in Black Ops 3.
What am I looking at?
Okay.
What? No.
So this is...
What?
That guy...
What's a Margwa? What the...
It's in the first map. This isn't... Go search up Call of Duty Zombies map packs. And it's the last one. And it's like... It's in space. It's like... It takes place like where the zombie apocalypse first like started, and like... It's Black Ops 3. So search that up.
Okay. I don't want this in my search history. I really should be on incognito. Because it's going to be like, hey, do you want to buy Call of Duty Black Ops 3?
Okay, yeah, you fight a dragon in one of them.
No, what? What the heck?
The most tame one is it's there, Salvation.
I'm sorry, what is Micro?
Oh, it's a multiplayer map where you're like shrunk down, and there's like big giant food items and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, wait, calm down a sec. I have a question. If Call of Duty has fun stuff in it, how come they don't market that? How come they market it as shoot the game?
See, this is why
you play as Russian soldier and shoot up an airport.
When people say like, "Oh, we wanted to go back to World War II,"
because
go further into this ridiculous stuff with like fighting dragons and like
skyjacked.
That's a remake.
There's a water spark.
This is such a fun map.
My god!
And Gauntlet. It's like 3 different types of like terrain.
How come that looks so fun?
It looks so fun.
And people are like, we want to be in trenches with shoot game.
Yeah.
We want it to be realistic. I am Russian soldier.
That's why like the Black Ops series is so like cool.
How
for
come
me.
that?
Like, look at this! You fight giant robots.
Giant robots in Call of Duty.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I am so mad right now.
There's a zombies map called Origins where you literally have to go inside those robots and like disable them. And
this
is
so
Salvation.
Cool.
And then there he is, the giant tentacle monster.
God.
That's like the final boss of the entire Zombies saga.
I am so mad right now.
It's like
that people talk about Call of Duty.
This is the water park map, and it's so fun.
The water park map looks so fun.
You could like go down slides and all that. You can go in like water pools and like, like look how crazy like all this is. Like have you heard of like the original Black Ops maps?
No.
Like 5 is like you go into the Pentagon. Moon is like you go onto the moon and you literally destroy the Earth, which actually continues in the second game where you're back on Earth and you fight like during the apocalypse where you have to go back in time again.
I'm so mad that the public
see these 3 down like Noctur and Totem. That's the very first one. That's like it's a very small room. It's nothing too supernatural and like that type of stuff. Shadows of Evil takes place in like the early days, like or not early days, but like the glitz and glamour era.
I'm so mad that Call of Duty decides to market itself as army shoot game when it's not.
In Black Ops 4 they took out wall running, and I'm like, oh, that sucks.
What? There was wall running
in Black Ops 3, yeah. Even in the zombies map, when like it doesn't make any sense. They're these like regular ass people are wall running on the walls.
Why do people try to make Call of Duty not good?
Leave that to Battlefield to the realistic stuff.
Well, we don't need that. We don't need realistic stupid video games. We want them on fun. If it's quote Reggie Fils-Aimé, if it's not fun, why bother?
Exactly.
I'm so mad that. Okay, go on.
Another cool thing with the Blackout map is they bring like a bunch of like old maps. Like
I've heard about this. How it's like the map is a bunch of old maps sort of put together,
kind of crammed together.
That's cool.
There's like zombies maps too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so like there's a really fun side of Call of Duty. They don't like.
You're making it sound fun, but then again, I can't play first person shooters anyways, so I get queasy.
Moving on, I haven't played these next two very much, but like Golf Story I started. It's really funny. It's like it's charming.
Yeah, I've heard.
I'm not good at golf at all, but like it's.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be good at golf to play a golf video game.
I guess
you just aim and then go. Boo. It doesn't do that.
There's like the wind stuff.
Boo. Yeah, but you just think about if the wind's going that much, just go a bit to an angle. I don't know.
I guess.
I find golf in video games is really easy. Like it's fun and easy, but that's just me, I guess. I've also played a ton of Mario Golf 64. So.
Then I started Guacamelee 2 yesterday.
Oh, that's another one. Is that on Switch?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. I think it should be.
It should be, yeah.
They're Metroidvanias.
Oh, no, I think there's something about Sony exclusive for a little bit. Because Sony was putting it out for a little bit.
Maybe.
So maybe. I want that, though.
The second one's basically more of the same.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I've heard there's an expanded chicken moveset.
There's a thing called the Mexiverse.
Yeah, and good.
Travel between dimensions.
Yes.
Okay. It's at the very beginning of the game, so it's like you go into the different dimensions, and you literally go to the Limbo universe.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And as you're leaving the limbo universe, the spider like tries to kill you,
That's so cool.
and then it goes into Streets of Rage or like a brawl type area, and it's like you have to search it up. I don't know what it's called.
No, I'm gonna play this because that sounds awesome. Like I wanted
it's
to
just
play
like
it.
a one thing.
Oh, okay. It's not on. Okay, but still, I want to do that.
And they try to get to a different dimension, but they go through a bunch. Then I've been playing Hyrule Warriors. I recently got to under 40 hours in that game.
I just actually was playing it this morning. I'm at, it says 34% of the first map, but I'm pretty sure I'm like mostly done it because I'm not getting everything.
No, I am.
I like the only things that I'm going for are, of course, like the mandatory stuff to beat the map. So like all the, in the first map, like the bosses there. I want the, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The clothing, the like fairy clothing. That's one. Then costumes and weapons and stuff. But I'm not going for all the heart containers because some of them. I'm gonna do Skulltulas last. Oh. Like if I because some of them you have to do a second playthrough to get on the mission, right? Like you can't get both Skulltulas in the same run.
No, you can't.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I said no, you can't.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm gonna go for Skulltulas later. Once I do that, like if it's in my way, I will. But I'm not gonna replay the mission again to get the other Skulltula. Like it's that's like right now at least. Well, it's just because I'm like I don't know.
But like this game is so full of content.
There's so much.
Insane. I'm 140 hours in. I've only 100%ed 2 maps. Haven't even touched challenge mode. Haven't completed.
Well,
Legend
you probably
mode.
haven't even unlocked all the characters yet.
Oh, I have, yeah.
Wait, you did?
I went forward and unlocked like Ravio and Yuga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to get them to a decent level
by
the time I get.
I might end up doing that myself.
Well, now that like they're in the game, they weren't DLC.
Yeah.
Like I've been playing them more, and they're really fun. Toon Zelda is really fun, even though our moveset's kind of uninspired.
It is a bit, but it's because you're playing as a phantom. And I love, for me, I love the idea of playing as generic enemies from games. Like, I love when it's like you have a whole cast of characters and one of them is just an enemy from the game.
I guess, yeah.
Like, for me, like the Gold Knight and Shovel Knight's battle mode, I'm like, that's awesome. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. I think that's all I've been playing.
Okay.
Been watching Better Call Saul, too. Not last episode, but the one before. They like flash forward into like late Breaking Bad time.
Oh, cool.
And it's like everything's crashing down that time, and it's like oh, it's so cool to see these him like reference the stuff from Better Call Saul.
Nice.
And like that type of stuff. I don't think it's my favorite season, but I think it's like definitely up there.
Okay.
And then I started Iron Fist season 2.
I've heard this one's better.
It's so much better than the first season.
Nice.
Like the fighting, the characters, like it's like none of that like business bullcrap anymore. It's more like
nice.
Like the Iron Fist lore, like Steel Serpent, like
does he do the glowing hands with the chi and stuff?
He doesn't like tell everyone he's Iron Fist, protector of Kunlun, sworn enemy of the hand every 2 seconds. Good. I like they've been using his like actual power like more clearly.
Okay.
To like define like what it actually does. Like he punches into the ground, it does like a huge sonic wave and like all that type of stuff. He doesn't like punch anyone because like that would like just kill them, like explode them probably.
Fair enough.
But yeah, when it first started, like the first episode, and then there were like murders, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot like this side of the Marvel universe was that violent. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, it's pretty good so far. I'm on like the 5th episode.
Nice.
So. And that is it for my week.
Okay, my week is a lot shorter because I've in the week itself I have no time to do like anything. Like I come home and I sleep mostly. That's like that. That's my life for at least till I get used to it. So the big thing is that I beat Danganronpa V3. Apparently, I've been pronouncing the series name wrong the whole time because they say it out loud in the game for the first time in the ending. And I'm like, oh, that's how you say it. Well, thanks. Danganronpa. Whew. I'm not going to talk about anything about the ending.
Okay.
Other than Metal Gear Solid 2, baby game.
Like in terms of like...
In terms of what happens. That's all I'm
Really?
gonna say. Oh. Oh, jeez. That's really good. And it was weird because I remember when it first came out, I had friends on Twitter, and as soon as it came out, they played it, right? And they're like, I don't know about this ending. I don't know about this. And like, but now a lot of time has passed, right? And someone in the comments was just like, no, time's passed. People love the ending now. Like, when it first came out, it was controversial. Much like Metal Gear Solid 2. When that game's ending first came out, people hated it. People hated Metal Gear Solid 2 for the longest time, right?
Still do somewhat.
Well, it's the ones that do have not played it themselves or just parroting what they heard in the 90s on the internet or the early 2000s, right? But nowadays it's widely considered like a really good game with a really interesting ending.
Yeah. And
that's kind of what happened here, where it's just like, oh my god, this ending does things that I never would have expected ever. Wow. I've never felt like at the start of the game, I was like, this is really good, but it's like, I do kind of want more, but I've never at the end of a game said, I hope there's no more of this series. Like, it's a perfect bow. And I'm like, stop. We're good. And there was the announcement actually that this is kind of, I didn't write it in the news, but like the people who worked on this game and the people who worked on the Zero Escape series, which, have you seen anything about?
I've heard about it.
So like on the DS it was 999 and then Zero Escape and all that stuff. They've like, those two guys, like they did their trilogies. And now they've actually come together to make a new company.
That's cool.
Taking elements from both of them, like the art style and everything, and the story writer from Danganronpa with like element. And so like they've announced that they're now doing some new stuff, so that's cool. And so I'm like, I'm fine if they never make another game in this series, because I've never seen a trilogy do what this trilogy does. And I can't say it without spoiling it, but it's so good. It's so good. Like, it's crazy.
I can't spoil Spider-Man, you can't spoil Danganronpa.
No, I can't. So. And the good thing is, the spoiler community for this game has been so good.
That's cool.
Like,
I like when that...
Danganronpa 1, there was one one mild twist, there's one big twist and one mild twist that, like, because I've been on the internet for so long, have just been completely spoiled for me. Because it's such... Number one, they're big points later games in the series. Of course, people have to talk about them. But, like, they've just been talked about so much. So I knew those things going into that game, right? But, like, 2... I haven't heard, like, almost anything. Or anything that I heard was inconsequential. This game, the silence I've seen from people on it is near levels of, like... Of, don't talk about it. Just tell people to play it. And I'm like... Thank you. That's dope.
Nice.
So yeah, that's done. There is a, weird to say in a visual novel, a post game, a rather extensive post game apparently. I think I'll go to that later. People are asking because they really want to see it. I've kind of had a bit of the post, like the format of the post game spoiled. It's a radical gameplay shift, but I've had it slightly spoiled a bit. But I know how it works, but I don't know what, like, I don't know anything about it. So I think I'll do that later though. I'm going to take a break from that for now, cause I need time to breathe after that ending. The other thing was the Hat in Time DLC came out.
Okay.
So I beat the main level that was added. It
was free for like a day, I think.
48 hours.
48
hours. The first 48 hours it was free. It's really good.
I'm going to play the game when it comes out on Switch.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And the DLC and stuff what it's probably going to be is once the game comes out, they're going to wait for all the DLC to finish and then just release one big, because of course, like, it's new, so there's issues with it. Since I played it, every day there was an update to it where they would be rebalancing it. Because when it first came out, the first level is pretty much, here's the level, explore it and see where everything is. The second level is, okay, you've explored the level, now do timed missions everywhere. Okay. Where it's like, it's on a big ship, right? So it'll be like, you'll get a pop-up saying, run down to the laundry room and get this thing. Go to the kitchen, and like, trying to, like, even with me sort of knowing where the layout is, I couldn't do it. So of course, and I'm recording this, right? So I turned off and I'm like, okay, And so then I look on Twitter and they're like, we've released an update that made that level like 3 times easier.
Cool.
And I'm like, thank you. Because it was like, even then I still barely beat it. Like, it was still difficult. And it's like, yeah, definitely, like, I never really once in the base game found it difficult. Like, it was a good level. And like, even the final boss, it was like, it was never in a point where I was like, I felt kind of vulnerable. Like, I never once felt like, oh man, I can't.
Would you say like Super Mario Odyssey levels of like?
Even Odyssey was harder in a lot of places.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Like, it was like, mostly because like the movement in this game is perfect. Like, you can be so accurate with it, right? And like, your abilities kind of work out real. Like, I never felt in a place where I was like, this is something I can't do.
Okay.
These new levels are above the level of difficulty than the base game a lot.
And this is without that Death Wish mode.
I'll get to the Death Wish mode. These levels are harder. There was a couple times where I died and it sent me back quite far, and I'm like, wow, this is like, yeah, this is quite a bit harder. And well, the first thing I did was try Death Wish mode. Oh wow. I couldn't beat the first level.
What does it change?
Okay, so it puts you into old levels, but you have remixes on them. So, for example, there's a level where you have to platform around a town that's set on fire. There's lava everywhere. You got to make sure that you can, you have to turn on these taps, right?
Okay.
So here's a few changes. 1. Now, the temperature will eventually, like before it was just like, take your time. The temperature's constantly rising. If the screen gets fully red, you die.
That's cool that they like add like visual effects.
Yes.
To these, though.
You can find any source of water to cool down with, though. So you have to make sure you're constantly cooling yourself down. But one of the missions is don't cool down more than twice. You got to beat the mission without cooling down more than twice. There was 4 faucets to spin in the original. There's 8 now. Like giant comedically oversized faucets that you have to hit and spin open to cool down the world, right? And some of them are just like, fight 2 bosses at once. Or like the first boss of the game, you get to refight in an EX fight of it, is tougher than the final boss of the base game.
Really?
So God. It is really difficult. Now, they did add an easy mode to these Death Wishes called Peace and Tranquility, which basically makes it so that you can pay in-game money to make it so that, okay, 1, you get 3 tries. So, like, you get checkpoints with 3 lives instead of you're dead and it's done. 2, you don't have to worry about doing the bonus missions, which are like, don't cool down more than twice, or don't get hit by lava, period. Because those unlock stuff. Mm-hmm. They're like, don't worry about it. Just complete the main objective and you get through. And it costs, I think, 77 of the in-game currency, like the Imagine Mario coins. 77 Mario coins. It's like, don't worry, you can do it. But when you turn it on, it does the funniest thing. Do you know the Bob dance, like Bob from Animal Crossing?
Yes.
You know his like little dance, and it says there is no one around to help. I'm going to show you. There's no one around to help, Bob. No one's around to help. So it does this. Just the...
Okay.
But with Hat Kid doing it instead. And then it talks about, like, it says, no one's around to help. Sometimes challenges can be different, and like it's giving you all this stuff, and it's like, if you need peace and tranquility, please, and it plays like a vaporwave song, and like it's the funniest thing. And it's like, if you need peace and tranquility, you can pay this much to turn on this mode, and like it goes in, it's such a weird twist. Wait, what was that?
Oh no.
What was it?
It's like evolution of the meme.
Oh yeah, no. It's because I watch meme videos sometimes. But, like, Death Wish is hard, and I'm probably going to have to play on Peace and Tranquility to get through it, because, like, there's stuff there that is ridiculous.
I like a good challenge.
But you know what? That's the thing. Like, for me, that was what the game needed, because I was in a point where I'm like, I beat this game, and like there was no platforming challenges that made me go, like there was nothing in there that made me feel like end game 3D Mario levels, where it's like where you're like, I am always close to dying. Like I never felt that, right?
It's like Champions Road levels.
There was never anything like that. Like even the hardest missions were like at most like, it's difficult, but it wasn't like
impossible.
Like, it felt like Shovel Knight's base game.
Yeah.
Where it's like once you're by the end of the game, there's nothing there that made you feel vulnerable. Do you know what I mean by that? Like there's nothing in the Shovel Knight base game that made me go, this is something I cannot do, or this is something that I'm gonna have to work hard to do, right? It was always, I can do this, but this is now like the bonus challenges of Shovel Knight, where I look at some stuff and I go, literally how, right? So, and I like that. Now, mind you, there is one also other thing on playing on PC that helps. I can use mods. And so, now mind you, I'm not using any that make it incredibly broken, but there's a few that I definitely look at and I go, this is something that I can use as an item that will help me. One of them is I installed Flood from Mario Sunshine. And I can just use the hover nozzle. And guess what? It works the exact same as Mario Sunshine.
That's cool.
There's an official mod hat, which there's two of them. One of them is from Psychonauts. You get them in like walks, like you make Hat Kid walk on a ball. It doesn't do anything. But the other one is from Freedom Planet. You get the spin move, the mid-air spin from Freedom Planet. That gives you basically a triple jump. And like it's an official mod hat, like it's by the developers, and it's really useful. And I've also made Hat Kid look like Joker, so because that was a mod that was on there, and it looks really cool.
Gamers rise up.
No, not that Joker. Persona 5 Joker.
Oh,
not that Joker.
Okay.
Like, and it replaces your sprint hat with the the mask.
Yeah.
So when you put it on,
okay,
it's awesome. But no, that's an awesome update. Have not touched co-op yet for obvious reasons. No one's really there to play with me, but hey, that's fine.
What about Kai?
Well, no, she's not good at 3D platformers at all.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's about it. I'm putting up the videos on my channel. Okay, yeah, this is something I've watched. It's called Documental. I only watched the first episode.
Sounds morbid.
No, it's the opposite. This is a Amazon Prime show.
Okay.
It is by a legendary Japanese comedian. This is his challenge. You take 10 of Japan's best comedians with 1 million yen each. They need to get the money somehow. They walk into a room that is then locked. And the last one to laugh wins all the money. So you have these comedians put into a locked room for 6 hours with food, with bathrooms, and they're allowed to do because it's on Amazon Prime Video, they can do anything to make the others laugh. And when you laugh, you're out and you lose your money.
Wow.
The one who survives keeps the 10 million yen. And it airs pretty much like unedited. You see every second of it. No cuts.
That's cool.
It's crazy. I watched the first episode and like within the first 18 seconds, everyone, like one guy, they're just two guys are talking and then like he says something kind of funny and everyone laughs. And the producer comes out and he's furious. And this dude is buff. This dude comes out. He's buff and he's angry. And they're all terrified of him. And he's like, you're not taking this seriously. This is a 10 million yen challenge. That's about $100,000.
Okay,
like
that's pretty sensible amount.
It's a pretty big amount. They're like, this, and being a comedian in Japan isn't something that like it doesn't pay well, right? Like these guys, like they had to work for that money, right?
Yeah.
So he comes out, and he's so mad. He's like, "Here are the rules: smiling counts as laughing." Wow. And so, like, and it's funny because after this happened, like, so one thing that does happen is when someone laughs, then the buzzer goes off, they get taken out, and then everyone gets a chance to get their laughs out. It's not like when play is done for a bit, they get to laugh for a bit and then plays back on. you cannot smile. And like you get to see stuff like, for example, just one little thing set off one guy from laughing. Like it was just a dumb little like comment, right? And then what happened is during that time, some guy during the whole time when the buzzer was off changed into a schoolgirl uniform that he bought and walked out. And like because the play was done, because someone got out, he walks out and he's like, hey, who's gonna laugh? And they're like, someone's already out and your joke is wasted because play wasn't done. And he looked so sad. And like his joke was like not even that funny. Like he comes out in a schoolgirl outfit. He's holding a lamb doll and being like, I need to feed my baby. I need to feed my baby with this lamb doll. Like, it's not even that funny.
I think it would be funnier if he just like walked into the place and sat down.
Right? If he just walked out in the outfit, it would have been way funnier. Yeah. But he's trying way too hard, and it became not funny. So like they're trying so hard to make each other laugh sometimes that it's not funny. And there's two guys there who are just stone faced. like this one dude looks like it's all Japanese, right?
Yeah.
So but this one dude looks like a sumo wrestler. Like he's huge and he's like super like just the face of a sumo, no smiles. And like people are like, I've never seen him smile and I work with him. How are we gonna do this? And then there's this one guy who comes in and he's half black, right? Half black, half Japanese. And like as soon as that happened, one guy starts laughing and he's like, why are you laughing? And he's like, it's because you're black. And everyone's like, you can't say that. And they're like, and he's like, it's fine, we're on Amazon Video. No one's gonna watch us anyway.
That's what they said?
Yeah. And it's just like, it's
oh my god.
And the whole thing about it was because it's called documental because it's like a documentary of the mental process of how comedy affects people in an environment where you're not supposed to, like it's a dumb Japanese thing where they're putting together words, right? But like I've only watched one episode, but it's such an interesting concept and like I really want to watch more. I recognize the main producer guy. He does a lot of commercials in Japan. I bet you if I put up his picture, you'd even probably recognize him from just seeing him on the internet, probably. But like, it's such a crazy idea. Because when I was in high school, my friends and I would watch this show called the Batsu Game, which is the punishment game, which is basically an entire Japanese TV show that airs yearly, which is put a bunch of normal people in a room, do crazy stuff to them, and when they laugh, they get kicked out.
Okay.
So it would be like, they'd be in a school, and someone would walk in, like,
to see
be
what
like...
the show looks like.
Be like, they'll be sitting in a classroom, and then just, like, the wall will break down, and a T-Rex will come out. like from, like, wearing one of those super crazy animatronic suits, right? Yeah, like it's such a crazy show. I saw it because I saw it on there, and I'm like, what is this thing? Yeah, his name was Hitoshi Matsumoto. So if you look at him, like his blonde hair, like he's a guy I recognized.
Yeah.
It's something crazy.
Huh.
The first episode is mostly spent introducing a lot of the guys, and they're like, so where'd you get your $1 million yen from? And he's like, I went to like 5 loan agencies and took out like a little bit from each of them because a lot of them wouldn't give me that much money. Like they had to actually go to some extreme measures to get their money. Huh. There's like one guy who basically was part of a drug deal. Like it's such a crazy show. And like,
I love the type of humor that they're just like, they just like talk and they don't try to make a joke.
Yeah, that's the hard part, because there's some of them where, and when they're introducing them, it's like, the weakness for this guy is he just laughs when people talk. So like, how do you survive in the house? And it's like, and so like, yeah, and it's so Japanese, because like you'll be watching and they'll be like, let's introduce the contestants, and then like on the screen in huge letters it says like, the beasts enter the jungle, and it's like, oh, it's so hype. It's so stupid. But I watched 1 hour long episode, and it just introduced everyone and then had one knockout, and I'm like, this is the craziest concept ever. I think we'll watch an episode later. We can just skip the first one because it's mostly going over rules, but it's like it's something crazy. Okay.
So how long have we been going for?
That's a good question. It's already been an hour.
I think we should take a break and
right
then
now.
Take another one because we have a lot to talk about in the new section too.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna take a quick break here. We're gonna have a extra long one today.
Yes.
And then we'll see you in a bit. Hello, we're back. You had a story that you were gonna talk about. You said you wanted to save it for the stream.
I just watched a video about A Quiet Place. You know the movie?
Yeah.
He was just talking about like the scary stuff and or how like seeing like the actual monster lessens like the actual fear factor.
Of course, that's a rule for every horror thing ever.
It is. But he like put pictures of like the face of Keemstar on the monster.
Oh, that'd make it even scarier.
And like he put it over top of his scene, and one of the people kills the monsters.
Yeah,
and, like, it's just Keemstar yelling, and then you see on the monitors like a bunch of like other monsters coming, but there's like scarce.
Yeah,
and all
nice.
those guys are like running.
Nice.
All right, so it's news time.
We got stuff. Okay, start off.
Okay, so for Western news,
yes.
You don't care.
I don't. Let's get through it.
But I do.
Okay.
Just the day before, I was thinking, you know what Assassin's Creed game hasn't been put on the PS or like hasn't been remastered yet?
Yep.
And the one I love the most, Assassin's Creed 3.
That's the one I don't think a lot of people like.
I don't know. It's my just like remembering back on it.
Yeah. No. Fair enough.
I like it the most. Assassin's Creed 3 is being remastered. It's coming out next year. It's coming out separately by itself. You can buy, but it's also being included with the Odyssey Season Pass.
Huh. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, they did that with another game. Oh yeah, with Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
You bought the Season Pass for that. You got Far Cry 3 Classic Edition.
Huh. That's actually interesting. Okay,
yeah.
that's
so just
that's
throw
cool.
a free game.
That's
in
cool.
there.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now to you.
Okay. So there was a Nintendo Direct.
Yep, as everyone knows.
Yes. So we're going to be talking about some of the stuff here.
Yep.
We're going to be skipping over some of it, but they did announce more 3DS games.
Okay, so Epic Yarn.
That I know. I was like, this is the one that he's going to want to talk about.
I love that game. It's my favorite Kirby game.
You know, it's a good game, but it's not a... Okay, it's a good game, but it's not a good Kirby game. Like, it's a good game. And I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it for the same ways that I enjoy other Kirby games.
Almost little comfiness you can get from
No,
it.
it's super comfy. And, like, I really like it myself, but I don't like it as a Kirby game.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, if it didn't have Kirby on the name, my enjoyment would be the same.
okay, now this is extra epic.
I know it's yeah.
But I have the Wii game, but I just remembered like a few days ago, someone stole the disc.
How does
I don't know. I let someone in my house long ago, and I shouldn't have trusted
you should
them.
stop letting those people in the house that knock on your door and scream.
Like one day, like 5 of my game discs were gone, and I'm like, whatever.
That's shady.
Whatever.
That's shady. Also, I wouldn't say whatever.
I don't think I was whatever then, but like now it's just like
I would jump and drop kick some people till it exploded out of them like a loot drop.
So I will be getting it on 3DS since I want to play it again.
No, fair enough. Yeah, you want to have it again.
There's like more stuff
fair.
in it, like new mini games with DDD the Mennonite.
Yep. The new hats, which give different powers, which is cool.
And then tough mode.
Yeah, nightmare mode, where you have the demon following you, and it actually gives a challenge to the game, which is cool. I like that.
Yeah.
There's Bowser's Inside Story.
Another one. Like all 3 of these games I'm getting because like.
What was the other one?
Luigi's Mansion.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not getting Luigi's Mansion. Because I have it on the GameCube, and I'm like, that game is good on that system.
But what about Greener Luigi and co-op?
That's the weirdest thing.
They just like threw that in there.
That's the weirdest update. And the only thing I could see it for is maybe it's prototyping something that will be in Luigi's Mansion 3.
Which we'll get to.
Yeah,
you can play the entire mansion with the co-op.
Only if they also have the game with you.
Yes.
If they don't, you can do boss battles with them.
Remember when Nintendo was like super lax with download play? You just needed one cart.
Okay, but there's a reason why. Because nowadays games are bigger than on the DS. On the DS, games were super small. You could easily send, like, it's only like 300 megabytes of data. Mario Kart DS is tiny. Mario Kart 7 is pretty big now. And to stream that to another game would take, another system, because they're bigger now, it takes way more. So that's why it's like download play is not as big anymore.
Oh, okay, that's
like the only way that's why like nowadays there's a lot of you have to download a separate app because you literally cannot stream an entire game now on 3DS, right? Like it's way too much.
And now there's a boss rush mode.
Yeah, and that's nice. Yeah. There are nice touches, but I look at it and I say I'd just rather play the original.
That's fair. And then Bowser's Inside Story. They just kind of covered
it exists. Yep.
Yep.
It has Bowser Jr. mode.
January.
There you go.
When they said 2019, when they first announced it like earlier this year, I'm like, that's far away.
Yeah.
But January is like...
That's not bad,
That's not bad anymore.
Okay.
Any other 3DS stuff?
Nope, that was it pretty much.
Cool. Second story about Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yes.
Assassin's Creed. Odyssey, this was featured in the Japan version of the Direct.
Okay.
It's coming to Switch in Japan in the form of a cloud game.
Yeah.
So have fun with that.
So no, I've heard from people who played Resident Evil 7 cloud version. It works good.
Yeah.
In Japan.
Oh yeah.
If you try to stream it from your consoles here,
because
it's nearly unplayable.
Yeah.
But there, no, it works pretty good. The game changes. Like if your internet starts to get slower, it will just turn down the resolution and make it run better.
Okay.
I've heard that it runs pretty good. The only thing is the pricing is pretty much you just buy. Like, you rent it pretty much. Mm-hmm. And, like...
It's cool.
It's a cool thing. And you know what? That's probably the only way Odyssey will get any money in Japan.
Probably,
because they don't play games on PS4 there.
No.
So, that's gonna get them to play a couple Western games for sure.
That's a good move by Ubisoft.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All
right. Yeah, speaking of Luigi's Mansion, we got the confirmation of Luigi's Mansion 3, or as I like to call it, Hotel Mario 2. Because it's in a hotel.
I'm glad it's like in one mansion now.
Has that been confirmed?
Well, you'd assume so.
Has that been confirmed?
It hasn't been confirmed.
I
hope it's in one big...
I'm still waiting on confirmation of it being more Luigi's Mansion 1 style to Luigi's Mansion 2 style.
But that's a good way to make it like Luigi's Mansion 2 in terms of like different themes, because it's just a giant building.
Yeah, no, for sure, yeah. No, I definitely want it to be more along the lines of Luigi's Mansion 1. I don't want missions.
No.
I want explore this place and solve it on your own.
Yes.
You know,
I like that a lot better.
Like I want some modern additions like upgrades and stuff and like all that, but like I don't want it to be separate missions, bite-sized chunks. Like, that worked well on the 3DS, but this is not 3DS. Think of this as a home console.
That's why I like the first game so much. It was like...
Oh, no, I like the first game,
It was one big story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you didn't... That wasn't separated. Like, it felt like a haunted mansion.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, level-based.
For sure.
It doesn't look, like, awesome, but it's still early development, but it doesn't look... a Switch game.
No, it's an HD 3DS game. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this started on the 3DS and then they moved it over.
Yeah.
Not much else to say other than, oh, and then there's the stuff that it uses all the stuff we saw in the Simon Belmont trailer, which is really nice. I like that. That's cute.
Back to West, Spider-Man, the game, the
yes.
PS4 game, is getting a New Game Plus mode soon.
Still, I just think it's a bit weird that New Game Pluses, they get added as updates.
At least they're free.
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah, I can't imagine paying for a New Game Plus. But it's still always...
Zelda? Master mode?
No, but New Game Plus doesn't...
I guess, yeah.
Most of the time, New Game Plus just means play the game over with your upgrades intact. Like, that's different. That is a hard difficulty. That's something else, right? But a New Game Plus, like, I don't know, it's just weird to me that it always needs to be added in updates now, where wouldn't it just be easy to... I don't know how New Game Plus would work, but still, it's like... I don't know. I guess it would need programming to stop you from going in places you're not supposed to early or whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, it's cool that it's getting it.
Still pretty difficult on base games, so
yeah,
it's going to be extra difficult.
What difficulty did you play on?
Amazing, which is like mid.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Next up, this was one I'm really excited about. Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle, and the reason why is because... Do you have those games that are so obscure and no one talks about, and you're like, this will never be brought up again, and then you end up seeing it in something like a Nintendo Direct, and you're like, that's my game! That's it! That's mine! Well, that for me is King of Dragons.
Okay.
That game was a game I played so much as a kid on the Super Nintendo. And it was there was in arcades too, but like the Super Nintendo port was awesome, right? But this, oh man, we're going to play it. When it comes out, we're going to play through that game.
That's coming out really soon.
I know, we're going to play it. And like all the rest of the games are super awesome. Final Fight I played through is awesome. The ones that are getting their first console ports is super awesome. I wouldn't even mind buying DLC for more games.
Really?
Like with the 7 games, it's only $20 too.
Like, I'm just switching up the Direct here.
Sure, $20. These 7 great beat 'em up games, and they have online play, but I wouldn't play them online, honestly. I'm either gonna play them alone or play them with local people. But like, yeah, no, like that's King of Dragons is coming back.
It's on like the 21st.
Yeah, something like that. All right, Europe, Spider-Man, Black Cat.
The first DLC.
Yes,
it's coming out. I think in October. It's called The Heist, I think. Something Heist. And it involves Black Cat. Which, in the base game, Black Cat doesn't show up.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard that on Unlock...
There's a whole thing about her. There's a whole, side quest about her.
But she herself doesn't show up?
No.
Okay.
So, it's a bit like, why? But like... And do you know who voices her?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I know, well, not just voice, but face cap too. Yeah.
Erica Lindbeck.
Yes. Who? Hey, there you go. You've met us,
Spider-Man. To our previous podcast.
Yeah, last one.
Yeah. We met her at Animathon.
She painted my nails. Go listen to that podcast.
Do you still haven't painted?
No, they came off quickly. But then I actually ended up putting more on. Do you know why? Just clear though. I'm really bad for biting my nails. Stop me from biting my nails.
Oh.
So like now I'm like every now and then I'll just put on a clear coat, like just clear, no sparkles like she put on, and it's like, there you go, it's nice. Cool. Okay, yeah, let's look here. Is there anything else that
you missed a lot?
But we want to cover. Like I don't.
Okay, I want to cover Mario Tennis.
Why?
Because like they're adding like the cosmetics.
That's
when you
such
play Mario,
I mean,
and a new mode.
Yeah,
and it looks like they're going to be like
whatever thing.
They might be like expanding adventure mode.
Yeah, with a few extra challenges.
New characters. You get to play as Petey Piranha now.
Yeah, but they've been adding new characters since the start.
But like Birdo, Paratrooper, and you were
half of those are already in the game as enemies. You fight in the single player
for like playing as the typical enemies.
Yeah, but they're already in the game as people you fight in the single player.
Not Paratrooper, not Koopa. Paratrooper.
Yeah, but that's just taking the red Koopa and giving him wings.
But there's more characters to play as, and this isn't that exciting. There's Birdo.
Okay, I have no opinion on Birdo. Petey's cool. I like Petey, especially because Petey, again, uses just his hand.
How is that going to work when you break his racket?
He's a plant.
but like
break his hand.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah, okay. Well, we'll go through a couple things here. Mario Tennis has stuff.
Splatoon 2.
Splatoon 2. That anime
like
opening
that?
was cool. I really liked it, especially when it then, like, that's such a reference that I saw no one get in every reaction video.
What reference?
So the song ends, and then it starts back up again with some text on the screen, and there's talking over it. That is a reference to how anime goes. In Japan, they play the anime opening, it stops, they play a short part of it with images in the background, and then they say, today's episodes are brought to you by, and they show the episode sponsors.
Oh.
Like, that's such a deep cut reference to how anime is, and like, no one got that. But I love that.
But all the stuff... Oh, that's a video.
Yeah, like, what else? What else is there? Because, like, we're gonna, let's go, because we don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, we do. There's, like, all the weapons. Like, there's a huge
More weapon skins are changing Splatfests. That's, I don't know, like...
Have
you played Splatoon 2?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, like, recently.
Yes.
Really? Okay, I haven't. That's why.
There's, like, the new map going on.
Okay, we'll get through some of this then. Mega Man 11, there's nothing new there other than the amiibo support.
Yeah. That's... Okay, we'll talk... New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I'm sorry. I love this game.
I don't like the New Mario Bros.
This one's so good, though.
Is it?
It's like an amalgamation. It's like a finale to the New Super Mario Bros. Legacy.
This is not the finale. There's gonna be one on the Switch by next year,
No.
I'm sure.
No.
Yes.
I think that's... like, we can play as Nabbit now, and...
Well, Nabbit was in the Luigi mode.
But now it's in the regular mode now.
Yeah, but you don't do it like Nabbit is cheating. Yeah, you have nothing happens.
And then Peachette.
I don't want to talk about Peachette because trying to wrap my brain around how that works is driving me nuts.
Does that mean all Toads have human forms?
That's the problem. That makes me go, what is Peach?
Yeah, what...
Like, it just reminds me of the picture of Toad with, like, his lower half being, like, underwear and long human legs. I hate it.
It's cool that Luigi U is going to be, like, a free pack-in.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if it wasn't, I think people would be mad.
Oh, yeah. Katamari?
Do I have Katamari? I don't have Katamari on here. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good game. I just hope it's not full price. Because that game, you can beat it in, like, 4 hours, kind of.
Apparently, it's supposed to release on the same day as Smash.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what though? This is a game though that people will just pick up as a impulse buy on the stores usually.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, yeah, I think so.
Hopefully it's not full.
No, I don't think so.
Anything new about Pokemon Let's Go?
Other than HMs are gone, they're now secret techniques that only your partner can learn, meaning that don't worry, you don't have to have HM slaves, which is good for Gen 1 because I hated Gen 1's needing to have someone with cut like through the whole game.
New like areas. I'm not sure.
No, that's all.
Well, they officially announced the bundle is coming to the West.
Oh, yeah.
Diablo 3 is coming out November 2nd. I'm getting it. Super Mario Party.
So I had Mario Party pre-ordered, and then I thought to myself, the last Mario Party really rubbed me the wrong way.
But this is like...
Just to be certain, I'm going to wait till reviews come out. If they say this is a return to form and this is a really good Mario Party, yes, I'm getting it. But if it ends up being like, yeah, we played the game and there's like 2 maps and most of the mini games are like not good, then I'm like, okay.
Well, there's 80 new mini games now, so some of them have to be good.
We'll have to see.
And if you pre-order it digitally, you get double gold coins.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm gonna hold off on seeing how that is.
Town.
I need to see more. The fact that it's made by Game Freak is crazy. You know who Game Freak is, right?
Yeah.
It's like that's the Pokemon guys, right? And they've made other stuff like Tembo the Badass Elephant, which is still the best name for a game ever. But I need to see more. I love town building games, so we'll have to see.
I like how it's just in one town though. Like, I wonder how that's going to
Yeah, we'll see.
affect the gameplay.
City Skylines. This is why the direct couldn't be shown when it did, because City Skylines has a extensive natural disaster simulation mode.
Okay.
That when they showed it in the direct,
Didn't look very good.
that game was not running well.
No.
Like I've seen it run on PCs and it looks good, but oof, not on the Switch there.
I'll probably just get on PS4.
I'm probably just going to get it on computer, where you can play games pretty good.
Deus Ex Machina?
No, I'm sorry. That's not what it's called. Deus Ex is something completely different. Daemon Ex Machina. I didn't expect the part where you jump out and run around. I thought it was a pure mech game. So that's cool. Other than that,
character and all that.
Yeah. Other than that, like it looks cool, but like I glazed my eyes over during that part because I'm like, it looks cool, but
Crafted World.
Oh yeah. So I was never into Yoshi games, but after that, I'm like, no, I could go for that. That looks really cool.
Did you play Woolly World?
Yeah.
Like I really like that one.
No, but so here's the thing though: the fact that this game is in 3D.
Yeah,
like you
can play the levels in reverse.
Well, no, but even just the fact that you are in a 3D game and can walk into the background and stuff, that made me go, okay, this is like, it's not just a 2D side scroll. Like this is a 3D Yoshi game, which is what I kind of wanted.
Okay.
Were you laughing at a tax evasion joke?
No, I just
now Yoshi can evade his taxes in 3D.
When you said like, I saw it in 3D, I was like, okay, now this is epic.
No.
The tabletop gaming stuff. Did that interest you at all?
Just, hey. Just play a board game, you losers. Like...
But like it's compact. It's like smaller than a board game. You don't have to set it up.
Yes, but it's just like I look at that and I'm like, why not just play
And they're adding more in the future.
So, but that's what got me, where it's like, you can buy individually packed DLC for more games, and I'm like, is this going to be like a $20 game, and then you're going to have to buy every $20 other game? Like, oof. We'll have to see. Big Sleep. I played a Civ game on my computer recently, and I have no idea what I was doing, and I said I'm never playing Civ again.
Valier, if you know him.
Yeah.
One of my friends. I don't know if you talked to him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do. He's my friend as well, but
he said you haven't talked to him in a while.
I mean, I talk to him when I see him, but I don't talk to anyone online.
That's right. He said like if he had Civ 6 on his if he had a Switch and he had Civ 6, he would play that for hundreds of hours.
Like, it's definitely a game that, like, for the people who love it, they love it. But to jump in now, it's too late. It's so impenetrable. There's a lot to it. Like, when I played, I think, Civ 3? I don't even know which one. But because I got all them on my computer in a bundle one time, right?
Okay.
And I just jumped into one, I think Brave New World, I think. I jumped in, and it was like, it's really cool, the system. It's like a turn-based sort of, building towns and stuff, and it's really cool. But there was so much to it that I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it was so much. So unless this is simplified a bit, and even still, I don't know about playing it on a controller. It'd be weird to play it on a controller. And then again, other ones have been on the controller, so we'll see.
We'll see. Playtime is over in Starlink Battle for Atlas.
So I'm actually, like, this is, like,
looking like a good
Star Fox game, which is weird. And people have said, like...
They kind of just, like, shoved all, like, the not Star Fox stuff. You barely saw any of it.
But the one thing is, like, the Switch version is entirely different for story. Like, it's basically... There's still a main story to the game, but on the Switch version, Fox is there, and he talks in the scenes in place of other characters.
Yeah.
And, like... Then there's the exclusive stuff, right? So I'm like, I might just get this for Wolf. And Wolf's there too,
His
which
voice
is cool.
is so
cool. So good. I might get that actually. And one thing that is cool, like it's a Toys to Life game, which in 2018 it's like,
but you don't need the toys.
But yeah, you don't need the toys, and you can also just buy all the toy stuff, like all the parts in game.
That's awesome.
Like, you just buy them and you equip them, right? So it's like, yeah, that's cool.
There's a side to Ubisoft that, like, doesn't appeal to you at all. But then there's this side with, like, Mario and Rabbids and, like, Starlink.
Well, okay, so Ubisoft is actually one of the Western companies that I've always sort of liked.
Me too.
But here's the thing. When they're good, they're good. When they're bad, they're bad. Their entire, like, mainstream Western side, oh my god, I couldn't care less. Their creative French-Canadian side...
With the French guy.
Right? That side's awesome.
Yeah.
The Ubi art engine, the Rayman games, those are awesome. Mm-hmm. And then, but yeah, like, the mainstream stuff, like, I couldn't care less about Sam Fisher or Assassin's Creed.
That's fair. World Ends With You, October 12th.
I'm gonna be getting that.
Me too.
Yep.
Physically, is it coming out physically?
I think so. Yeah. Because I don't know if you saw the thing that was said where they're in an interview. They're like, oh, that's coming out, a bit earlier. It's not too far off from Kingdom Hearts 3. And then Nomura was like, yeah, it'd probably be a good idea to make sure you beat that game and make sure you experience the full story before Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh.
And everyone's like, oh god, you're going to tie it in again, aren't you, Nomura? Because The World Ends With You, the sequel to that game, is Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance for the 3DS.
What?
It's the canonical sequel.
Huh.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to playing that game. I've never played it before.
So one thing that they came out with was, I thought that there'd be normal controls. Guess what?
It's all Joy-Con.
It's actually like you can't use the Pro Controller. You have to use the Joy-Con. And I haven't played a pointing at the screen game for a long time. So I'm like, I love that about the Wii era. Like, I love pointer based shooter stuff.
That's one thing I love about the Wii.
I'm like, yeah, we'll give that a shot. And if that doesn't work, then I'll just play it in handheld mode. But I want to give it a shot for sure.
Cool. Did you get the Xenoblade 2?
Well, yeah, I got the expansion pack. So
okay.
I haven't played it yet. Well, because I want to beat the main game first.
That's fair.
And so there's going to be a lot of it's going to be a lot.
Final Fantasy.
Okay, well I had that later on the list, but we can cover this now because let's get through all this stuff. Okay, the fact they're skipping 8 is so wonderful because 8 is.
I thought people loved 8.
No, 8 is the black sheep. 8's the black sheep of the PS1 games.
The Incredible Hulk of the Final
Fantasy. It's like.
What's so bad about it?
The big problem comes down to its main gimmick. It's called the draw system. And basically what that is your magic, it's a consumable. So you don't have, you have magic points, but it's a consumable. Meaning that, do you want fire magic for an upcoming boss? You need to go fight a fire enemy, and then you hit the draw button on them, which allows you to basically steal their magic. Do that for about an hour.
Oh, God.
It's like, the way magic works is you get it from enemies, and there's a whole system with junctioning and they use this term, I'm not even joking. Every character has a GF, and it talks about leveling up your GF, and there's literally a character that complains that they don't have a GF. It stands for Guardian Force. And it's basically like your stand, but it's a summon. But all throughout the game, it's all about literally that feel when no GF. And they do some other stuff where it's like when you're playing a Squall, the timed hits from Mario games?
The timed hits?
Timed hits from Mario RPG games. Press the button when you hit an enemy. He's the only character that has that. And it doesn't work out the best, honestly. It's a weird experimental game where they were trying new stuff. Now, mind you, the people who play this game as kids love it.
Okay.
But in the wider community, it's regarded as the one that, it's okay to skip.
Okay.
That's why, number 7, phenomenal game. It is a classic. 9, that game is outstanding too. It's unlike 7 and 8, which go for a realistic world. It goes back to a medieval fantasy world. 9 is awesome. The game, all the systems in 9 are perfect.
So you're going back to the actual announcements. 7. It's coming to Switch.
7.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
So Cloud is finally warranted.
It used to be back in the day. Final Fantasy VII was the reason people dropped off Nintendo to go to Sony. So this coming back to Nintendo is monumental.
9
is huge because that's an awesome game.
10 and 10-2 remastered.
Those games are so good.
I'm going to be playing all these games for the first time.
They're really good. Yeah, enjoy them. Okay, then
12.
the other game... Yeah, then 12.
It's getting a physical release.
Yeah.
It's the only one getting a physical release.
Yeah, that one's really good too. I haven't played it, actually. I'm lying. But people like it. I have it for PS4.
I had it.
But I never... I played a little bit of it, and I'm like... Yep.
Maybe later.
This is maybe later. I was actually thinking of starting up playing, I think, 10-2, and then this got announced. I'm like, well, there's that. There's other games, though.
The Everybody Chocobo game?
Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. I love Mystery Dungeon games.
I don't.
So when this was announced, I've been thinking to myself, I'm like, I want to play some more Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I was thinking of going back to it, and then this got announced. I'm like, there's my next Mystery Dungeon. I love Mystery Dungeon games. They're so fun.
They're Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition out now.
Yes.
I have it.
Have you played it?
I got it when it was it's half off. It's like $20.
Oh, nice.
$3. So I got it.
Have you played it?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I have Final Fantasy 15 on my Switch.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
World of Final Fantasy, that's a really good RPG. Like
I played the demo, I didn't like it.
No, like but that was before you played RPGs. That was before you played RPGs, dude. Now that you played Octopath, it might be different.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I like the character models.
Oh my god, dude. It's okay. Well, number one, they talk about how they look weird in universe.
Okay.
And like there's specifically a difference between the ones who look big and the one there is a reason why they look that way.
Okay.
No, that one's like it's a legitimate like old school style RPG, and like it does what I wish more crossovers would do, where it's like literally here's all the characters pushed together. They have some memories of their original self, some some like they're different characters, but like they're similar. You go through every world of other like Final Fantasy games, like you go through their environments, remixed music, like amazing references. So like it's a really good celebration of the series.
Cool.
And this is the updated version of it, which they said PS4 people who have the original you'll be able to upgrade to, which is nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
You think like the older Final Fantasy games are going to come? Like 4, 5, 6, like around there?
I'm fully expecting 1 to be on the NES service.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that was actually a really fun game. Like Final Fantasy 1 is remarkable for its time.
Okay.
What the later ones number 1
13 maybe?
No. Well, they haven't even announced it. You know what? Maybe 13 will no, actually I don't think 13 could run on a Switch. 13
I guess like
13 pushed the PS3 to its limits.
What about 14? Do you think they put 14?
No. 14 they yeah, I don't think they will. What was I saying? Well, one thing to remember is like 2, 3 never came out to the West. 5 never came out in the West.
Okay.
So they wouldn't be the original versions of the games. They'd have to bring in a new version of it. The only version that would really work would be like the Game Boy Advance ones. So it'd be like you have to wait for the Game Boy Advance. Like maybe in the future, but
Crystal Chronicles.
Yes, and then oh my god.
I haven't played that either.
Crystal Chronicles was like it was the first Final Fantasy game that I owned. I played a bunch of others as a kid, but at my babysitter's house. But that was the first one I owned, and the first teen-rated game I ever got. And I remember getting it at Easter because it was an Easter present. Because we leave our hats under the table at Easter, and the Easter Bunny brings us presents. It's a also I learned very recently that is a tradition that is only in my family. So when I talked to people one time about the Easter hats, and they were very confused, I was like, "Oh, that's a thing only in my family."
But it's super awesome that all these games are coming.
Okay, do you know what Crystal Chronicles is though?
No.
So it's like imagine it's basically a 4-player D&D campaign. Where it's like you start off by picking your class and character, and then it is work through a dungeon together. But here's the thing: the air in the Crystal Chronicles world is poisonous. One of you has to carry a chalice that has a purification ring around you. So like you're going through a dungeon, but you can't walk out of the ring, which sounds horrible, but it's actually a lot of fun. Like it's really cool. It's such a good world.
You think I should play that one?
I think you should come over and play through it with me.
Okay.
It needs to be played multiplayer.
Okay.
Like I played it through single player as a kid, and it's not the same.
All these Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition is out now. All the rest we've talked about are coming out next year.
Yep.
Sometime. Do you want to talk about Yokai Watch? Do you care?
All I'm gonna say is, yep, that game's coming out. Good. Now give us Yokai Watch 3 because that's a weird spinoff.
Next,
actually, wait. Have you seen Yokai Watch 4?
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, like
it looks realistic.
It looks very different, and I really hope it comes to the West because like it's going for an art style on the Switch that looks really good. Huh. Like it's kind of crazy. And I'm hoping I hope it comes out.
The Smash Bros. Ultimate bundle got confirmed, the leaked one.
Yep.
The dock looks cool. The Joy-Cons look no.
I could make the Joy-Cons myself. Yeah, no, I think the Pokemon bundle looks way better.
Oh, for sure. I hope I can get those separately.
Yeah, they said you can in Japan.
But like
when they go up on Amy, you better hop on there.
Okay.
It's actually not too bad buying Joy-Cons from there.
I need a second set for Mario Party.
Yeah, no, so I get them on there, and they won't be too bad.
Okay.
You can also get the dock there, too. But I don't know. I don't know about buying another dock right now.
Fair. Okay, and then the big boys. Let's talk about online first. How do you feel?
You know what? Okay, I feel like I get the complaints, but at the same time, it's Nintendo. People hyperbolize the bad.
Well, I was thinking last night, like the cloud save stuff, that you can't get everything in the clouds, but like you can get most of the other stuff in there.
Hey, guess what? That's the same on everything. You can't cloud save every game on PS4.
No?
No. Some games are like, no, we have our own cloud save service, so you don't use the regular one. People are like, you can't save Pokemon? Dude, Pokemon Bank is a cloud service that already exists, and they said it's going to be compatible. Like, It's literally, and anything else that's like related to online, it's that you can't abuse save file stuff. Like anything else that like any big important multiplayer stuff, so you can't abuse abuse stuff for online. Mm-hmm. Like that's what it is, right?
Like,
so it's like
I can like put Hyrule Warriors in there.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, like those games, those single player games I put
every single player game you can put in there. Yeah.
Like you think Animal Crossing?
Yes.
The new one?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Even the online stuff?
Yeah. No, for sure. Because it's all about, like, it's for abusing competitive multiplayer stuff. That's the problem, is what it comes down to.
That's going to be nice.
Yeah. So it's like, I feel like the complaints about the cloud saving, and they're like, it deletes your save data when you don't pay for it. Guess what? So does Pokemon Bank, but you know what they do? They give you, I think it's 100 days before they do that. It's not immediate. They give you warning on, hey, like, you need to pay for it to be on here.
But what about Switch Online? Is it going to delete and then say, like...
What do you mean?
Well, you see a Pokemon Bank.
Yeah.
Saves it for 100 days.
Yeah. But it's probably going to be the same. It's not going to be as soon as your money's up, it's gone. They're going to hold it for a bit at least. But it, like...
They didn't say that, though.
They're going to. There's no way. That makes no sense for it to be as soon as your payment's up, it's gone. There's no way. That's not like that. It's not going to be like Nintendo. It's not. No, because that's people are like, you never know with Nintendo, but it doesn't work that way. Like that's not how. Like it's going to be. You're gonna like even like at the least, it's going to be 1 week of hey, your save file. You know your money's up. Can you repay it? And then the other thing about people like where they're like you have to log in once a week or once a month. Okay, so
but like.
That's no different from using downloaded movies on Netflix. If you download a movie from Netflix onto your phone, you can look at it for a week with, like, you have to be connected to the internet at least once after that week.
So if I were to just turn on my Switch, it would reset?
You don't even have it turned on. It's still connected to the internet.
Oh. Then that's nothing.
That's nothing, right? It's literally, you need to have it connect to some internet at least once a week. And that includes...
Then it'll just take the download off, and then you can just download it again.
No, it won't even just take the download off. It'll just say, please re-authenticate.
Oh.
Like, it'll still be on there.
That's like a nothing thing.
Right? It's because people just people read headlines,
and
then they make up, oh, Nintendo is so dumb. Nintendo is annoying. Okay. Like, there are issues with it.
Yes, but, like, the only thing is the $60 NES controllers.
And my argument to that is you don't have to buy it. Like people, like if you needed to buy those NES controllers to play the NES games, yes, then the complaints would be there. But then I say
there's a Pro controller,
or even better, if you turn a Joy-Con sideways, you have 2 NES controllers right there.
But Tanner, it's the authenticity.
Yeah, no, and you know what?
And you can clip to the left and right.
Also, 8-Bit Dough, the company, sells NES controllers that are Bluetooth and work as Pro controllers, and they're really nice. And you can also get them with dual sticks added to them, like a regular NES controller with 2 dual sticks at the bottom. You can get those already. So again, I say, yes, it exists.
I guess.
But you don't have to buy it.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the complaints are just
They're going to be. This is going to be such a nothing thing.
It's going to be nothing thing. Yeah.
The end of the month.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's cool.
And then and you also get the 1 week free trial, which is nice, so people can try that out if they want. The release schedule for NES games has me actually pretty excited so far. It's looking to be about 4 a month.
Do you like the menu, by the way?
I actually like it, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I like it a lot. And the one thing that got me, I was like, okay, here we go with the, the super ones that we've already seen. But like, they were showing some on there that I'm like, those are some deep cut pulls. There's some on there
one
that...
that was like really deep cut. That like someone...
There's a lot on there that I'm looking at, and I'm like, those are games that like I would have never expected to be on that, and like that being on there is cool. And yeah, I fully expect, because I remember in the initial pitch they said we will eventually get to Super Nintendo games,
cool.
and
that's
so
cool.
that's what they said was that they'll eventually get the Super Nintendo games. The online play, it's not.
Then I can sell my Super Nintendo Classic and it'll be fine.
I don't think it'll get to that point where it'll be. I'd sell it, because there's always going to be games on that they won't put onto there. Like, just even 1 or 2. But, like, yeah. Plus, you can add more games to that. That is a big deal.
It's coming out on Tuesday. That's really soon.
Yeah.
So, kind of more excited for it now that you, like, put that...
Yeah, because, I mean, I've been building this up inside for a while. But it's, yeah, like, I'm not saying that is a perfect service. No, God, no. But what I'm saying is, Nintendo always eventually, like, they'll have rocky starts. They always get better. And, like, a lot of the complaints are people just reading headlines, or they're Nintendo fans writing headlines who don't know how things work. Like, the whole cloud saving thing, deleting thing. Yeah, like, if I don't buy PlayStation Plus for, like, a year,
They're not going
to... my stuff's gone. Like,
but it's still on your system.
It's still on my system, but they're going to get rid of my cloud saves because why? Like, I'm not paying for it. Why would they be holding it?
And if
right?
that happens, you can just put them back on.
You can just put them back on. It's literally just in case of an emergency. Yeah. Like, that's what cloud saves are mostly for. And then, of course, some games can't use it. Yeah, because you'd abuse it. Pokemon trading. Create a cloud save. Trade someone your Pokemon. And then you can delete your local save. Re-download your cloud save. You have your old Pokemon there. They have your Pokemon. It's been cloned.
Yeah.
Like, that's why they don't allow cloud saving and instead use Pokemon Bank, so that there is no way to clone Pokemon. Because that could be a problem if, say, someone has a hacked one, right? And then they can make it look legit or something. I don't know. But, like, a lot of these things, there's logic to them. It's not just Nintendo doesn't know how to do this stuff. There's reasons why.
Yeah, Nintendo just doesn't, like, throw stuff like, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah,
whatever.
No, there's reasons why.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll get to the Super Nintendo, I think, if not by next year, then by the next year after that. But we're going to get a big selection of Nintendo NES games. And, like, because there's some ones there that I've never even heard of, I'm like, yeah, I'll give them a try.
And they're portable.
They're portable. Netflix. Like, that's such a cool idea, right? So.
All right, you're ready to talk about the big boys? Isabella is in Smash Brothers.
Okay, at first I was like, no, I don't like this. But now I'm like, you know what? Yeah, sure. Because if there's one franchise that should graduate from being a single character, series to another, it is Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing's huge.
It's huge.
Now.
It's huge, right? So, like,
I'm glad she's a newcomer. She's not an Echo Fighter.
Well, okay, she's
a young Link, or like a Toon Link.
Yeah, no,
or like a Dr. Mario.
So what I'd say is she's a semi-Echo.
Yeah.
In that she's even more different than those, because what she does is interesting. She uses the same assets as Villager, but rearranged. Mm-hmm. So, like, for instance, side B gets turned into the fishing rod, which isn't in Villager's moveset at all. No. But then her down B does the Lloyd rocket in the same way you activate the seed, but it's done but it does the Lloyd rocket upwards, right? Yeah. Like, same assets done differently.
And then her side tilt by, like, falling thing, it's like a pot now.
Yeah, like there's some stuff that you see and you're like, that is just a redone thing. Like, that is very clearly the same thing. Like, her down smash being the bucket of water is in the same arc as the shovel, but it doesn't bury you. Instead, it, like, does the water, right?
And then her side smash is arguably better than Villagers with the popper.
Well, it'll do less damage for sure.
Yeah. Her recovery is the balloons where she swings.
Yeah, she still has pocket, it seems, which is going to make me think, then what would the Kirby hat difference be? But there's, like, for example, there's other characters who share a neutral B who they're the same, right?
Lost my train of thought. can't remember. Keep talking.
I mean, not much else to say other than, like, she looks like an interesting character for remixing villagers. So I think villager players will look at that and go, like, which do I prefer for a similar sort of moveset? I am looking forward to just seeing Isabel just get demolished by some of these heavy hitters. Like, just imagining Ridley's down B sweet spotted on Isabel is like, should be illegal, but it's so funny.
The more I think about it, the more cool it is to have Isabel.
Yeah,
Smash.
no, like, we definitely have a we got a lot of very serious characters recently, like Ridley, Simon, K. Rool, even like they are brutal, realistic fighters, and it's like good to remember that yes, this is still a Nintendo game. You got Isabel here, being all cutesy and stuff. Plus, honestly, one thing that I do like is there is a good number of female fighters now. Like, yes. I remember when it was a point where it's like, there is like 2, right? Now it's like, there's a good amount now. We're getting there with making sure that, a lot of options to play is the female versions of characters who have 2 versions. And, I like that. I think that's good. Mm-hmm. Evening it out a bit.
There are Final Smashes villagers, but it's the town hall.
Yeah. So again, like, there's a lot of stuff where it's going to be the same, right? She is pretty much the Roy to Villagers Marth. Very similar, but different enough that it makes you go, okay, yeah, they're not clones.
Have you seen her alts?
Yeah.
Like, one's going to be the summer outfit and
one's
going to be the winter.
She has 4 of the summer, 4 of the winter, yeah.
That's cool.
I don't think it's going to be like Cloud or whatever with like different renders, kind of. I think it's just going to be different because they're just textures, right?
Yeah.
And then finally, there is Animal Crossing
on the Switch.
Finally. So when this first happened, I wasn't very excited, honestly. I was just like, yeah, that's good. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, nah, that's dope. I'm happy.
Okay, so do you want this to be like do you want it to be like a next step, or do you want it to be like a evolution in terms of like it's still the same but you have more stuff to do? Or do you want it like Breath of the Wild like type?
Oh
change?
God, what? No.
Well, I hesitate to say that, but I mean like it's not what you remember. It's like something new and fresh.
No. I was gonna say I'll wait to see how I want, but then when you started saying like a huge change, I'm like, no, I don't want a huge change. No. I want
more interaction with the animals.
Yes, but like I want it to have the same camera angle.
Yeah.
Like I want it to have the same, like I don't want to be able to climb around places or anything. I want it to be
I want it big.
Yeah, I want it big. Like I want an evolution of the world and characters.
The main
I don't want the evolution. No, I don't want the evolution of the gameplay.
Okay.
I want the gameplay to still be my Animal Crossing. Yeah. I don't want it to be like.
And that's what I'm scared of.
Villagers to be like, oh, I want 5 bumbleberries. Can you go questing for them or something? Right? It's like, no, I don't want that.
Or any like meter stuff. Like
no. I want it to be. I want it to still be my animal. And honestly, I think it's going to be. Like I can't even imagine it being that different. I have this
little tinge of worry that they're going to like go overboard, but
you know what? We'll see. We will see. I just am hoping for a bit, definitely more of the original Animal Crossing to New Leaf. And I know that's just me saying that as someone who loves the original.
Happy home designer stuff too. Like with the easy like furniture moving.
Oh yeah, easy furniture moving and ceiling stuff and wall stuff.
That'd be cool.
Maybe even the light changes and stuff. Yeah.
Like now I'm picturing in my head, and this could be like an amazing.
And honestly, like they already have most of the assets because the Pocket Camp uses HD assets, and all they have to do is slap a good filter on that. Looking in the trailer, it looks like that's just what they did pretty much.
Like even like a ton of new animals. Like what are we going to see? Like Scoot 2? Scoot harder?
I used to be able to do that voice so good, but now like it's really tough.
Oh yeah, in the trailer, when it cut to Tom Nook there, did you think
I thought he was going to be
an echo of Isabel?
Maybe not an echo, but maybe a costume. But then I thought to myself, no, that doesn't work because he's in both the Villager and Isabel's Final Smashes.
Yes.
Right? But I was kind of hoping, but you know what? That's fine. Because you know what? Because then people would have, again, perpetuated the myth that Tom Nook is a villain.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He is not a villain.
No.
He is a saint. He gives you a home. He gives you a job. And he says, I understand where you're at. Take as much time as you need to pay off your house. don't worry. And people are like, oh, but he forced me to get an upgrade. And it's like, he upgraded your house and then said, don't worry about the money till you want to give it to me. He's taking care of his nephews in a shack. Like, I
felt so bad for him when the light didn't like turn on right away.
I can't think of a kinder soul than Tom Nook.
And he's just alone in that building. He's like, no, dude.
He is.
I want to visit you so often in the new
He
one.
is such. Okay, one thing I will say, I really hope he's back to being a shopkeeper. I wasn't a fan of him being the home guy.
No?
I want him to be a shopkeeper. Nook's Cranny is like my favorite location in a video game. It's okay. Do you remember when you went in we're jumping ahead a bit, in Shenmue to the little like candy store with the old lady? That's what Nook's Cranny is supposed to be, like a Japanese like shack store, right?
Okay.
And like that to me is so quaint and lovely that when I saw him in the big city, I'm like, I'm not super into that.
Speaking about that, what do you think the second half?
I don't want there to be a second half.
You want it all to be in the village?
I want it all to be in the village. I want it to be
a city area. Or?
Well, you can have, like, I want it to look more like a.
Do you want it in one big giant map?
Yes, yeah, okay. One map, and I want it to be like it would be okay to have a commercial section where like imagine the game broken up into, you know, like 6x6 acres or something, where like 4 of those acres in a square is like that's where all the stores would be. But I want that in the town, and I want it to be in a random location in town. It's like on a town that's randomized, right?
They could even like maybe like make a road, and you could like just go in the car,
right?
And, like,
yeah,
go around and.
Well. Yeah, no, that'd be fine.
Like,
yeah,
it could work. You could like maybe customize the car, have your own car.
Yeah, like that. There's definitely
there's a bunch of vehicles in Happy Home Designer.
Yeah, no, there's definitely stuff that I it's like I want it to be like the main street and the city were interesting ideas, but in the end, it just made me thinking, this is all cool. Why can't it be in my town?
Well, you can understand in the 3DS version they couldn't like load all of that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I
really liked Main Street, but I could see like now that I think about it, could be like one of those playmats that have like the giant road around, and you can like just explore.
Also, I did not like how Main Street was like you can't do anything to customize it.
No, I guess
as soon as you're there, like all your items are unusable.
I like the idea of like building up it though.
Yeah, I like building it up, but again, why can't that happen in the main town? Right?
Which
I don't know.
Probably will.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like just looking ahead at 2019,
there's a lot of games.
It's looking like it's going to be on par with 2017.
Because we got Metroid, we got Fire Emblem, we got
3.
Bayonetta, we got like Animal Crossing, we got
Luigi's Mansion.
We're getting all the big ones out of the way.
Like, I don't like what are they going to have after 2019?
Well, some sequels to other stuff.
Yeah, and Pikmin maybe.
Oh right, Pikmin. Yeah, that's still somewhere apparently.
Somewhere. And anything else about the Direct?
Nope, that's about it. It was better than I expected, honestly.
At first, I was a bit disappointed, but I was watching with people who said like it was terrible because they didn't get like as much Smash as they wanted.
That's the problem. You're watching with people. I was alone.
Or like if we watch it together, we'd be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" But you were at school.
I was.
All right, I'm gonna do like 2 stories here.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfenstein 3 was confirmed.
Really?
Not announced, but confirmed.
Okay.
It's happening. Don't have much to say about it.
Fair enough.
And then the BlizzCon stuff. You can buy the BlizzCon ticket now. The virtual ticket.
Still so weird, the idea of buying a ticket for something. Oh, I guess I should say I accidentally bought Overwatch on the PC.
How did you? Because of the Humble Bundle.
Because I paid for the Humble monthly bundle because they had Tales of Berseria on there, and it was like, yeah, pay $30 for 3 months of games, and it's like 3 months of just like every month you get like 8 games, right? So I'm like, yeah, sure, let's see what that is. And so then like the next month it's like special munch Overwatch, get Overwatch for PC for free, and I'm like,
sure,
guess I got Overwatch. And I have the PTR on my computer there, so it's like if you ever have something on the PTR, you can come over and play it now. I guess just go ahead.
Yeah, one of these skins...
Oh, by the way, if you ever just want to come into my house, you can. It's fine. Just come on over.
Sure.
There's no one's home usually, so just come on over.
That's fair. The BlizzCon skin for Overwatch, they did, like, in 2017, they did one for Bastion, in 2017 for Winston. They were just like basic blue and gray skins.
Yeah, I've seen this one. It's pretty cool.
And it's Demon Hunter Sombra.
That's pretty cool.
And her gun's like a crossbow.
Yeah, it's cool.
Apparently, they're gonna release it like just as a normal cosmetic in 2019.
Oh, okay, so it's a preview one. That's nice.
But I don't know if I like that. I have it. It's
Do
exclusive.
you really like things being lost forever to never be obtainable again?
Yes, because when I have
No,
it,
I don't. I hate that.
it's like
I hate things being losable forever.
okay. One thing, I have like all the player icons, but there's one. It's the Christmas one, and it's the New Year's 2017 player icon. I can't get that anymore.
Right? Doesn't
And it's
time-in
there.
exclusive
It's,
stuff
taunting me.
suck forever? So that's why I say...
And all the season stuff, like the season hero player icons.
Yeah, no, I don't
too.
like that.
Oh no, I like when I have it. I don't like when I don't.
Fair enough. Okay,
The Koro Smash leak. One more Smash thing.
yes.
Did you see this?
Yes.
This morning? Do you think it's real?
I don't see why they'd be lying. They usually don't lie.
5 stages and then a DLC slot.
That seems 100%... It fits with what works. I don't see why people are like, but this conflicts with the box.
I hate that box theory.
I don't see a problem with it.
No, because I can just change it. It's like literally like...
Okay, but changing that box, like, what I would say is that they wouldn't put the effort, like, if that was temporary, the box art stuff on the side, they would just not do the entire side if it was temporary. They're not going to put in a character and then move the two and then it affects, like, as someone who does, like, design stuff, if it wasn't, like, yeah, they can add in the 2 more at the end. That's easy enough. The rest of it, there's no way they would put in the effort to make it like that. They would put a big question mark on the side if most of that wasn't
You don't think
confirmed.
it's just Ken and another guy anymore?
No, I think that's
gonna be
fine.
More past that.
You know what? I think there will be more, but after that it might be DLC.
Because I watched the Game Explain thing about it, and they said, like, why would they front load, like, all the announcements at the beginning? Because if there's just 2 left, there'd be 1 in October and 1 in November.
Yeah.
Whereas we got, like, 5 in August.
You know what it also might be? There might be more off the end that just don't get on the box.
It's entirely possible.
It's possible.
But going back to the stage thing.
But the nice thing is that does kind of work out. That shows that because we don't know if it's Ken. But what it is there is some Echo Fighter from between Rosalina to Cloud. And looking at those characters, the only one that has anyone who would make sense is Ken, yeah. Right? Which, like, again, 36 Street Fighter songs.
You wouldn't just have one rep.
Or 37, you wouldn't just have one, yeah. And yeah, Ken's the first Echo Fighter in, like, all of gaming. So, like, yeah, he makes sense.
In terms of stages,
okay,
remaining 5 stages?
I made a list. Okay, I was thinking about this. Okay, so number 1, I do think that, because you saw the Vergeben thing, right?
What?
The guy who's been correct about every single thing for Smash Bros. So far?
No.
Oh, okay. This is the guy that before Smash Ultimate came out said Ridley, Simon Belmont, Isabelle, and like he's been right so far.
These are safe. Like, everything's been like.
He's also then said like the timing has been way too perfect.
Okay.
So what he said so far is Ken is in,
Obvious.
and Incineroar is in.
Obvious too.
And then he said there is talks about another Square Enix character,
Gino.
but he said that it might not be in the base game. It might be put off a little bit for the first DLC character. And it'll be teased before the release as the buy it early and get it. Maybe.
Also saw a leak that's saying like, oh no, DLC's happening 100%.
That might have been the Vergaman one.
Okay.
So yeah, because Incineroar is super likely, I'm expecting a Pokemon Gen 7 stage. And honestly, again, I'm still going with Ultra Space because that's the one that makes sense. Like it's very different from every other Pokemon stage, and represents the whole Ultra Beast side of Gen 7, which is like super interesting and different, right?
I really want like
I know you want an island stage, but we have that with Tortimer Island, really.
I don't know.
We'll see.
As long as they get like the music.
Oh yeah, the music will be in, yeah.
There's going to be like a third party, and one more third party guy, I think. and the stage.
Okay, so I'm gonna go through all of them. After that, Ancestral Step from Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah, I think it's like a done deal.
Yeah.
Now.
And especially what I then said was like, what I was thinking was, you know what? Even if there's no Monster Hunter player character in the game, I could even see that being added in as DLC later. Like, have the stage in and then add in the character.
Because Monster Hunter's not really it's a thing you would buy to put on top of the game.
Yes, for sure.
You wouldn't need it in the base
Yeah,
game.
for sure. Yeah. And then set a Rob stage.
Really?
He's the only character without one still.
Maybe.
Well, he's one of 2 without a stage.
Who's the second?
The other one is Corrin.
Oh.
Corrin does not have a stage. Every other character has some stage to call their home. Corrin is the only one that doesn't. There's no Fire Emblem Fates representation whatsoever.
Do you think there'll be a Fate stage?
I think either be the Battle at Sunset, where it's the choose your like side from the original trailer, or the Opera House.
That'd be cool.
That's a major part, and it'll probably have Azura in the background singing "You Are the Ocean's Grey Waves," da, da, da. Like what a perfect stage to have that on, because she would be singing the song back there, right? Like that'd be cool.
It would be like New Dog City.
Yeah, right. Like it'd be super cool. And then
Spiral Mountain.
Banjo's in it, Spiral Mountain for sure. And then the last one I said was, okay, I don't think Poke Floats will be in, but you know what I think would be really cool? Console floats. All of the Nintendo consoles and their controllers,
I don't know,
as what you're jumping around on.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like, imagine you start out on an NES and there's controllers, and then flies in a Super Nintendo with like the raised ridges, and then its controllers kind of put on an angle. You know, the GameCube with the handle up so it has a lip on it, or like fighting on the top of GameCube controllers. Like all these consoles could be really cool to fight on. Cool. Like again, I
don't know if Sakurai would do that.
But what I'm saying is I would think one of the stages is going to be a Nintendo stage, a general Nintendo stage. That could even be a Rob stage, honestly, because he's a Nintendo accessory, right? Maybe. But I think it's going to be a general Nintendo as a company stage, something for that. So
I could see that.
But yeah, like if we get another third party rep, I mean, yeah, they'll bring a stage with them for sure. Banjo, it'll be Spiral Mountain. There's no other choice for Banjo, honestly. It would be Spiral Mountain, because it is perfect.
Is there really another third party character that makes sense as much as Banjo does?
Okay, let's see here. Some people do think Shin Megami Tensei. That's been with Nintendo since a long time. They've worked together on many things. I mean, heck, by Cloud's, being put in as the most popular character despite not being on a Nintendo console for a long time, could be Yu Narukami.
Who?
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. You're gonna look and be like, oh yeah. You're gonna be like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, he's the most popular character. Like, they did character polls in Japan for Persona, and even with Persona 5 out, he's still number 1.
That'd be crazy to have a Persona character in Smash.
I think it'd be cool, because it'd be a character who's has sort of I mean, not to use it, but a stand, as a summon character that fights as an extension of them. And of course, if that gets hit, they get hurt too. So that'd be really different, right?
Like Rosalina Luma, almost.
A little bit, right? But not always out. Disappears. That's why it's sort of but also at the same time, the Luma gets hurt, Rosalina doesn't. The damage would be shared. But that's also when people are talking about Incineroar, and they're like, what a boring pick. I'm like, what are you talking about? This dude is a wrestler.
He's made for fighting.
This character, number 1, is a heel wrestler. He is a dark wrestler, meaning that he's going to be there. He's going to be fighting dirty. He's going to be, doing illegal moves. He's going to be, his move, he has a move, his most iconic, non-Z move, his non-super move, but just a regular move, is called the Darkest Lariat. It would basically be furry Zangief. And I'm so down for that.
I'm just picturing these characters in on the Smash website with all the slots.
Yeah,
I just see Incineroar and
Banjo,
it
works, right?
Even
yeah,
whatever his name is.
Yeah, you. But no, I also people are like, well, how come he'd get in but not Decidueye? And you know what it comes down to? It comes down to one simple thing: who's Ash's partner in the anime right now? So like, well, not right now, but like just like in the show, they were really pushing Froakie as his partner character for the season. So he has both Rowlet and Litten. Rowlet sleeps in his bag all the time. He's there for cute merchandise. You know who his battling Pokemon is? Litten. It just evolved recently, and there's already leaked artwork of him evolved as Incineroar with Ash.
So it's a done deal.
It's like, it's probably Sakurai said which one is the one that's going to be pushed in merchandise a lot, and it's like, yeah, it's him. Plus, what costume did Pikachu get?
Libre.
A wrestling costume.
It's done. It's over.
Right? Okay, but so did you see my tweet about what I imagined his CG trailer to be?
No.
Okay, imagine this. Punch-Out music. Boxing ring. Ryu and Lil Mac. They're at it. All of a sudden, from the shadows, you see something climb the ropes. And his special move is the malicious moonsault. That's his Z move. This giant cat just moonsaults these two guys, and by God is my witness, they are both broken. Incineroar tags in.
No, I think it'd be more Pokemon-esque.
No, but he's a wrestler.
Maybe.
Okay, no, but imagine Incineroar and Pikachu Libre then.
Okay,
like they tag team partner. Like you know, it's so good.
It's happening.
I'm so down for a wrestler character. Like that's something. That's something that's not in.
No, it's not.
There's no grappler in Smash Bros. Like the closest thing right now, weirdly, is Isabelle and her fishing rod. But that's a ranged grappler, right? Like that's a ranged grappler. But there's no grappler character whose moveset will be built around grabs. And it's probably going to be his side B or something will be like a pounce that goes into a command. It goes into his regular grab, which then you can do all of his grab moves with, which will probably all go into each other, right? Like, it's such an interesting character that people are like, sorry, I got too hyped. I got too hyped. But people are probably like, they're like, oh, it's Decidueye would be cooler, but it's not. It's another fire rep. We already have one, and I'm like
another bow and arrow character, like.
Yeah, well, yeah, no. Like Decidueye could be interesting, but at the same time, he's not a wrestler.
Exactly. Yeah.
A wrestler would be so cool.
So like Ken is like basically in. It's Incineroar.
And then when I put that tweet up, they're like, "Yeah, but put Ken in the ring too," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, okay." But yeah, it'd be just so much cool. Oh, and of course, when talking about Ken, there's some differences we have to talk about. I don't know if you know, like, some of the differences between Ken and Ryu.
Not exactly.
So, number one, his Hadokens are weaker, so he would not have the red Hadoken.
Okay.
He doesn't have that. But his Shoryuken is stronger, and it's multi-hit. So when he does it, his fist goes on fire, unlike Ryu, and it goes, instead of just one big hit, it's hit, 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 hit.
Okay.
So, like, that's one big difference. Number two, he doesn't have the donkey kick. That's a Ryu-only thing. So that would probably change out to be one of his other moves. But other than that, and his, his spinning kick, the Tatsumaki, that also becomes multi-hit.
Okay.
So it's basically, I mean, this is weird to say, but, like, the difference between Mario and Luigi is pretty much the same difference as Ken and Ryu.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out how to explain this to you. Ken and Ryu are called Shotos in the fighting world for their fighting style, because it's Shotokan, which is like their style, right? And it's basically fireball, uppercut, spinning move for transportation, right? I don't know if you've realized, but like in Melee and all the other ones, Mario's a Shoto.
Oh my god.
Fireball, uppercut, spinning move for transportation.
Oh my god.
Right? Right? So yeah, like that's just I just wanted to bring that up there. 108 stages, I think that's a good amount. So yeah, 5 more and then a button for DLC.
Yes.
Right? Or button for go to next page, which will then lead to custom, which will then lead to DLC, just like Smash Bros there.
Yeah.
Or the other ones. Okay.
All right. Bit of superhero news.
Yeah.
Did you saw all the Captain Marvel stuff, right?
I saw a couple pictures, yeah.
Yep. Looks great.
Yeah, looks good.
Have you seen the Skrulls?
Yes, they look cool.
Yeah, they look pretty cool.
They look good.
Young Nick Fury. What's his name?
Samuel L. Jackson?
No. I'm thinking of the enemy, the villain from Guardians.
Oh,
Ronan.
Ronan. Yes, I was
Younger
going to say
Ronan.
Yondu, and that's not the villain at all.
Ronan's looking a bit younger
Yeah, he does. You're right. I didn't even notice that.
than with Korath in the other picture.
Yeah, cool.
I really like Captain Marvel's like suit
Yeah,
with the red and the blue.
yeah. No, it's
Looks
good.
awesome. Trailer's coming out this upcoming week.
It's going to be interesting to see how they do the origin for that.
Apparently, it's going to start like with her already with the powers, and then like go back and forth.
Okay, because I don't know if you know how Captain Marvel gets her powers to be Captain Marvel.
Gets him by Marvel, doesn't he? Doesn't she?
So, well, Marvel is the original Captain Marvel, who dies and then transfers the power to her. But there's also there's like a wish machine involved that can grant any wish, and like
What?
yeah, like I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Other piece of superhero news.
Oh yeah, might as well do this one too.
Henry Cavill is out as Superman ?
Yeah, because then he posted the thing with him with the figure, but
Yeah.
but then people were like, "There's a Black Panther sticker on it, so does that mean that we're gonna get Michael B. Jordan to be Superman?" And I'm like, "Hold up, what?" Like that was on Entertainment Tonight. Like that was because we watched the news at supper, and then Entertainment Tonight comes on, and they're like, "Could Michael B. Jordan be the next Superman?" And I'm like, "No." There, okay, yeah, right. Weird pick for them to go with, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm talking about Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
Henry Cavill is like whatever. Like he was like, I didn't have a problem with. Okay, I didn't have a problem with him as Superman.
Me neither.
I had a problem with the director and the writers of those movies.
But if he's out as Superman, like, oh my god, that universe is. Apparently, the actor for Cyborg thinks like the Cyborg movie's not happening.
It's great that he doesn't know. That's great. That's good. Smart. Great job. DC is just wonderful for their movies, aren't they? Did you see those Titans pictures?
Yeah.
Ooh, baby. Ooh.
They should just put all their effort into comics.
They should just stop. It's okay.
I mean, like, I want like a competition, but like they're not doing it. They're not.
Well, okay, you say you want competition, but are they really giving it right now?
No.
No. Marvel's pretty good as they are. Okay. Next up.
Catherine
Fullbody. Did you see the name of the new character? Catherine with a Q.
Yeah.
Quathrin. People were joking about that for a long time, and they're like, nope, it's true.
It wasn't confirmed before?
No.
Oh.
That's why people are freaking out that her name is Quathrin. Persona 5 DLC, you're going to get to play as Joker, and it's... What?
How's that going to work? You're just going to be playing as him?
It's just a costume, pretty much. But, like, it's a model swap costume. But there is another change. So, in the main game, you basically... It just becomes... you're playing as just a skin over him. But in the special challenge mode, it actually starts off with a special cutscene of the Phantom Thieves in LeBlanc.
Huh.
And the red-haired chick appears there and steals him into the game.
Huh, that's cool.
And another cool thing is you then have while you're on those missions, you know, like the mementos conversation between your partners. Mm-hmm. During the game, you just have your partners talking to you.
That's cool.
So like they're going all in with the Persona 5 stuff, which is cool.
Nice. Is that coming out February 14th in the West too? Or just
I don't know when it's coming out in the West.
Okay.
They also announced a weird thing, which is kind of, well, it makes sense in Japan. They're adding in alternate voice packs for the girls. So basically, you know their voices in the main game? What if that's not the voice of what you think would be your true waifu? So you can buy 10 different packs that replace their voices for the entire game.
Okay.
So just getting different actresses to voice the character. Now, mind you, they're all big anime voice actress people. So, like, in Japan, that's a big thing of the voice actress is a big thing that changes it. I don't think that'll come west. because we don't care as much about voices. They showed off some of the scenes from like the new scenes that are in the game in a magazine there. It shows that there's a lot more scenes about what was girlfriend Catherine and Vincent's life before, and it shows them in high school together as like sweethearts. And can I just say, like the high school girlfriend Catherine, she's so hilariously cute. Like, it does not look like her now.
The glasses one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, doesn't look like her at all. But like, it's so funny to see like how she went from like super cute high school girl to like really stern and stuff. But like, and then they show that there's a new ending where they both want to kill you. And, it's like, so like there's a lot
it's
to
cool
that.
Like they're adding a bunch of
They're
stuff.
really like double the amount of levels.
What?
Double the amount of levels.
That's crazy.
With expanded multiplayer with online battles. Oh, I don't know if you know this. You know Catherine goes to Evo, right? Catherine is a game played at Evo.
No. You're lying to me.
Competitive Catherine,
Oh my
Evo.
god.
Evo's Catherine tournament is off to a dramatic start. The Catherine side tournament finales, Evo. Catherine is a competitive game played at Evo.
Huh.
Multiplayer Catherine goes hard, dude. So yeah, they're expanding that. You'll be able to play as pretty much every character from the game, including they're gonna add a few more. So that's cool. And then they announced the special edition in Japan has the weirdest feature I've ever seen in a game. Exclusive costume to play through the game with in this collector's edition.
Cool.
A pair of glasses that Vincent wears that makes everyone in the bar appear in their underwear. Always. Everyone. You know those two old ladies?
Oh, no.
Everyone.
That's
horrible, right?
horrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird thing. But no, it looks good. I never bought Catherine myself.
No? You never played through it?
I watched like 2 playthroughs of it.
Oh, okay.
Like really good ones. But I'm going to get this one because there's more to it for sure. And I definitely had to experience
I played
it.
through it on PS3.
Oh,
so.
also, a new difficulty mode that makes it even easier. So no time limit as the blocks fall, and easier obstacles, and then an autoplay mode for those who are like, I just want to see the story. So meaning that for like the second playthrough, if you really want to just go through the story parts, you can like click a button and then get through the stage. I don't. It's not locked, but like I would say do it on your second playthrough, and it speeds it up too. So like auto quickly does it. So like second playthrough, you really just want to see the alternate story stuff. How can we show that to you? You know? So yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Last 2 stories aren't something you care much about, but I would like to talk about.
You spent so long convincing me to go away from iPhone, and yet here you are talking about iPhone.
I just like tech. I like phone tech.
Yeah, but why would we talk about phones that are worse than the last one?
Because it's just fun to talk about.
Okay, I guess we can poop on Apple for a bit.
So, iPhone XS and XS Max coming out.
I'm sorry, the name is the extra small Max?
Yeah. No, XS is like special.
No, it's not. That means extra small.
X, 10X, 10S. X is 10. iPhone 10.
You know, in Japan, it's called the iPhone Double Cross, right?
That's cool.
It's so cool. Because they called it the iPhone, like the iPhone X, so they called it iPhone Cross. And this one, instead of going XS, because it means extra small there it's the double X, so it's the Double Cross.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm like, that's so cool. That's the most anime sounding phone ever.
Basically, it looks exactly like the iPhone 10, but it just runs better. And taking the photos, you can, the cool thing is that you can, do field of view.
Okay.
With just the pictures.
Okay.
So that's cool.
Yeah, but there's no headphone jack.
And
no button anymore, right?
No button, and you don't get the dongle either. You have to go pay for the dongle
Literally,
separately.
why would you have an iPhone anymore? Like, I don't get. Like, I was only ever iPhone because of it's what is easiest for me to get,
factor.
the convenience. But like with every phone coming out, it's getting worse and worse. Just jump ship. That's what I did.
And then there's the XR.
The XR?
Yeah. The X regret.
Right? Is this the
it's the
cheap
cheaper.
version? Okay,
It's
okay,
$700.
no, fair enough.
Okay, so...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Were you just about to say the cheaper one is still $700?
$750.
Oh.
Okay, I want to talk about prices here. The XS Max, it goes up to 514 gigabytes.
Okay, that's a lot of room.
That's too much.
But here's the thing. On Android, you can just put it in a new chip.
Not on Pixel, but that's besides the point. 514 gigabyte iPhone S Max costs around 2,000 Canadian.
Why would you buy that and not just buy a better phone?
Or just buy all 3 consoles.
Or just
buy a computer.
Buy a computer. Yeah, like... Oh, man, you know what I hate? There's people who come into places and they're like, how do I do this on my iPad? I'm like, you can't. Use a computer. You can't do everything on an iPad. They're like, how do you print this document? It's like, you can't. Use a computer.
You can hook it up.
No, use a computer. I hate, like, I understand iPads for when people use them for other stuff, but when people try to use iPads in place of computers, it's like, what are you doing? You legitimately can't do 90% of stuff on a computer. It's, yeah. Like, when I see university students writing and working on projects and stuff on iPads, I'm like...
You're like handicapping yourself.
I'm like, you are playing life on hard mode right now. Like, it's not worth it. There's no special trophy at the end for beating hard mode.
So, like, there's still the notch there, the annoying notch on, you know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Like, the entire screen's a screen. Like, the entire front is a screen now.
Yeah.
But, like, you need a place where you can have the speaker and, like, the camera, right? So they have to have the blacked out part, the notch.
Okay. No?
Let me pull it up. Just talk about your experiences with iPhone.
They're bad, and I am loving the fact that after 2 hours, my phone battery is at, like, 80% and not 10. That is amazing. Like, I can go a whole day without charging my phone.
Yep.
I can't believe this. Apple, you've broken me into thinking that what you are doing is normal.
This new one has about an hour more. No, 40 minutes more battery life than the previous one.
But here's the thing. Let's talk about it a year later. When they're like, oh yeah, you know that chip we put in there to sabotage your phone to make it so you get a new one? Oh yeah, the one that we admitted to making? Yeah, it's no... I hate Apple.
So so that's the notch.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't like that.
That's fine.
But, like, this is the iPhone XS promotional, like, image. They, like, hide the notch in the black.
It's whatever. Funny. I don't have a problem with the notch. Doesn't bother me.
But, like, you're watching something and it's, like, cut out there. And it's, yucky. Besides that, they announced the new iWatch. The iWatch. I was going to call it something else.
Not the Apple Watch.
The Apple Watch, sorry.
Okay.
It's called the Apple Watch. You'd be surprised how many people have that.
No, I know people do.
Yeah.
People spend money on stupid stuff all the time.
Did you see the Smash Bros. Thing on it?
Yeah.
It looks like, oh my god, it's a different character every time you look at it.
People spend money on stupid stuff all the time. I am thinking of getting a watch for my phone, but here's the thing. Now that I'm not confined by Apple shackles, I don't have to spend $1 million to get one. I can get a decently priced one.
There might be a Google Pixel watch, so maybe I'll look out for that. Probably going to be overpriced, but
yep,
we'll see.
We'll see.
Back to you.
Yugi?
No.
Yumihara Kawase Fresh. So Yumihara Kawase she's one of the characters in Blade Strangers. She's from a Super Nintendo, like, platformer, where the whole gimmick was, I mean, again, hey, we're relating this to Smash. She has a fishing rod, which she can use as a grappling hook. Okay. So, like, you can grapple around stages by aiming it upwards and, like, pulling yourself up. So they announced that it's getting a new game, which is crazy, because the last game was called Sayonara Umihara Kawase, which literally means goodbye. So, like, it was supposed to be the end, but they're like, no, we're making a new one, and this one is now, instead of being just a straightforward platformer, it's a Metroidvania game. So it's going to be a big open world that you explore and get power-ups and explore more in. That's going to be interesting, and it's confirmed for coming worldwide. That's cool.
Cool.
I'm going to get the next one, too, because then I can go back to you for the last one. Yugi! Yeah. Yugi is in Jump Force! That's, like, one of the characters who I was really worried wouldn't get in, because they said, we're going to focus on action-based characters. And I guess it's action to play card games.
Yeah, and
But
they really
dramatize it. But like, oh man, he's one of the characters I really wanted because he wasn't in J-Stars. And I'm like, that's one character I really want. Because his character design is so good.
He's playable, right?
Yes, and he's playable.
That's cool.
So it's going to be like, he was in the Jump Smash Bros. Games that they made for the DS. And it's literally, all he does is he plays cards. Like, you press a button and he's immediately holding up a card and it summons something to attack. That's and cool. like it's a really cool moveset. And he's very, like, it's really, I'm looking forward to him being like a crazy sort of like card-based summoner character. Like, that's gonna be awesome.
Cool.
And like, it also still fits because in the original Yu-Gi-Oh, the one that we didn't get in the West originally, he was kind of an evil jerk. You know how it's just about like card games, right? Mm-hmm. In the original, it was about any sort of game. He was the king of games, so it was all about games.
Okay.
So like literally in one of the chapters, he's like, let's play a game. I'm gonna cover you in what's it? He's like, I'm going to cover you in oil and give you a candle to hold and let's see if you light on fire. And like, he murdered people. Jeez. He murdered people in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! And then later on, it's like, oh yeah, but card games are good. Let's make you not as evil. So like later, like the stuff that we got here was like a lot, like it's very different, a lot more tame. But like the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like, oh yeah, there's another game where it's like, place a stack of money on your hand, then take a knife, and you want to, and the amount that you stab the knife into and pull out is how much money you get.
Huh.
And like, it starts with like $1 bill. Poke, you're good. You know, like $2, $5. Poke. And then it's like, by the end, it's like a huge stack of money. It's like, how much you're going to risk? The amount you stab is the amount of money you get. So if you stab through though and stab your hand through, so like that's what Yu-Gi-Oh was. It was like crazy, right? So it's like, oh man. There was another one where it's like a motorcycle gang, and again, it's like he's running from them, but he's also like secretly pulling like pouring oil on the ground, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, I've literally made a wall of fire around you, and you're all gonna burn to death.
Like Jigsaw.
Oh no, the original Yugi is literally like, because in later on it's like, oh yes, I'm an Egyptian pharaoh who's good at card games, but in the original it's like, oh yeah, his alternate like taller form is literally a dark spirit who kills people in games.
Oh my god!
Like the original Yu-Gi-Oh is hardcore. That changed quickly. Yeah, so that's awesome that he's in.
Cool. Now, final story for me.
Yes.
It's personal care. I saw that the episode titles for The Walking Dead Season 9A came out. And I think they were like, it was like revealed like last week, but I guess I missed it. So first episode title is called A New Beginning, which is cool because that's the name of the arc that they're starting. Second episode is The Bridge, which I think will relate to...
A bridge.
They're building the bridge in the trailer
to
like connect communities. Warning signs, not sure what that means. The Obliged, what comes after, and then Untitled. This one's interesting because around this time is when Rick is supposed to leave.
Yep.
And the 5-year time skip's gonna happen, so it's probably
they're protecting that the title is called Sayonara, Rick Kawase.
It might be
he just hooks his fishing rod to a helicopter and flies away.
Bye-bye. Leaves Michonne and his daughter.
He's a daughter?
Judith.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, well, it might not be his, but it isn't his.
Drama.
A good idea someone came up with it be called Years Gone By.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that would give it, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Stradivarius.
What does that mean? Let's give it a Google.
Yeah.
What does that word mean? It means Spain. It's an international women and men clothing fashion brand from Spain. It's a violin.
Yeah. So.
From Antonio Stravardi. Antonio Stravardi.
There's a lot of episode titles that have to do with music, and when they usually do, it involves a big death.
There's a gold violin, Francesca violin, Antonius violin. Label Stradivarius violin. Okay, yeah, we're looking at violins now. This is. Oh, look at all these! Look at all these violins.
The Fleming.
You could look in this forever and figure out what it means, but we won't.
And then the mid-season finale is called Evolution, which I think hints to the Whispers and their thing about almost de-evolution.
No, I'm thinking it relates to that early 2000s movie Evolution. You know, where the guys discover those, like, that in the desert. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my god, dude, I love this movie as a kid. I love this movie. This movie. See, they find in the desert like this special.
What the hell?
Like, you don't know the movie Evolution? Yeah, they find like this little like this meteorite crashes in the desert, and then these scientists come back here every day, and every day it's like doubled in evolution, and then like it keeps evolving at a faster and faster rate, and eventually like it turns into like this giant starfish thing, and then to kill it they shoot Head and Shoulders shampoo at it because it's the weakness of it.
Huh.
I love that movie. It's terrible.
But yeah, those are the first 8 episodes. So hopefully the second half involves more whisper stuff.
Okay,
so, that'd be cool.
Last news thing. For all of it actually. Yes. They announced a new Samurai Showdown. Samurai Showdown. This is cool. SNK fighter. Very different from King of Fighters because it's kind of known for being bloody and gory.
Okay.
It has decapitations.
Japanese Mortal Kombat.
That, but less punch, more slash in half.
Okay.
It's you play as samurai, you fight each other. It's notable for being the only game I can think of featuring you can play as a little girl, and that little girl can be slashed brutally in half. So it looks good, 3D, but using 2D gameplay. The last game was like a 3D, kind of trying to be Soul Calibur. Failed spectacularly, so this is a good return to form. Has a very cool woodblock art style. Hey, always up for more fighters.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Where are we at?
Where are we at? Are we at like the 3-hour mark already? I swear. Yep.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to do foreign exchange, which won't be, I don't think, too...
Yeah, there's not much
for foreign exchange this week, because we did stream both of it for us. So we'll just recap it for those who didn't watch those, and we'll do our next exchange, and then questions. So we'll see you all in a sec for the second break. Ooh, this is going to be a long one. Ciao.
Bye.
Okay.
Welcome to part 3 of this gargantuan
This
podcast.
is possibly going to be the longest video on my channel. Like, that's kind of crazy. But hey, that's okay. People like long podcasts, except when they don't. But I think, I'd rather get a 4.5 hour podcast than an hour long.
And when I see something that's like 50 minutes, I'm like,
it's like, yeah, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? Yeah. Okay.
5-hour podcasts. Yes.
Let's go into the foreign exchange.
You know, just go in that aisle there.
So, I gave you Shenmue HD. Shenmue. And you gave me Doot. I think it's
in my backpack.
Oh, I think another game is in there right now, so you're gonna want to probably take that out after. It'd be a game that would, because whenever I put in a game, I just put it in the old disc into there, and then I usually just, when I'm done, I put it back. Like if it's a game I'm temporarily playing, I'll just put the old disc in there. Yeah, right. That's anime. Let's take that out there.
Danganronpa
V3. There you go. There's your Doom. I played Doom. And this time you actually also streamed it.
Yes, I did.
Which was
I'll
actually
be going forward with doing this.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching it because was this your first time ever streaming?
I've streamed before, but like not with a purpose.
Okay. Yeah, it's different, isn't it? Isn't it a bit of fun?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like you get to, I love it. And you have the luxury of doing it on the PS4 there, where you get to have it built in.
Yeah.
But I can stream whatever I want. But yeah. So who wants to go first?
Did I go first last time?
You know what? You streamed first, so let's go with you.
Okay. So, Shenmue.
It
was fun.
Right?
Yeah. It wasn't like... I thought it was going to be a lot of fighting.
No. Dude, there's like 10 fights in the first game. Like, period.
But like, I really like the life aspect of it. Mm-hmm. The realistic aspect.
Yeah.
Not saying it's in a negative way, but the nothingness.
No, well, it's weird because it's so full of stuff, yet so empty of video game stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's, like, you can open up all the drawers in the house.
Yeah.
But, like, is there anything in there that you need? Usually no, because that's what real life is like.
Look at a pot if you want.
Look at that pot. I mean, mind you, like, back in the day, this was like...
Oh yeah, I can imagine, like...
This was the most expensive game when it came out. Like, this game has a budget, like, that exceeds anything up until, like, PS2 era GTA games, right? Like, and even then, it with inflation, it's more.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, yeah, like, this was a big monumental thing.
Like, there's not a ton to say. Like, ask me questions.
Okay. Was it... Okay, what was your first thought when I gave you Shenmue?
Oh.
Well, like what do you think it would be like? Like, more fighting, but, like, what else did you kind of think?
I knew there was going to be, like, life stuff.
Okay.
But, like... I, like, related to another game in my head at the time, but I can't remember it now.
Yakuza, maybe?
Maybe, yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, yeah, because that's kind of seen as a spiritual successor in some cases to Shenmue, but it's quite different. There's way more fights in that game, for sure.
It feels like a cross between, like, Majora's Mask and, like, Animal Crossing.
Kind of, yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
like the people move around town at certain times, and then you can, like, talk to people.
Everyone. You can talk to everyone.
That's
almost.
crazy.
That's, yeah, right?
And, like, how many, like, as you progress the story, and you can go ask people, like, they have to record those lines for, like, every single one. Like,
so that's why when people say, like, yeah, the voice acting sounds so bad, and you get used to it.
Yeah,
you get used to it quickly. But it's like, you're like, yeah, because how could they fit that all on there, right?
Exactly.
They actually couldn't even fit all the English voices onto the Shenmue 2 on the Dreamcast. They could only do it on the Xbox version, because I also got on the Xbox for that one. So yeah, like, it was a big deal to get that all on there.
The music was a really standout too.
Yes,
I love
good. Oh, Tomato Mart.
Oh yeah,
Tomato Mart's so good.
The music in the estate house is really cool.
Yeah,
it reminds me of LSD.
A little bit, yeah. Well, it's very Japanese, of course,
yeah.
But, like, it's comfy.
It is
very comfy. Yeah. I mean, you are solving the mystery of who killed your father, but even still, it's like,
and Rio is a freaking boss.
Oh, he's so
He
cool.
lays people out in like a second.
Because he trains his kung fu every day, you know? So one thing that is, I don't know if you know this, but the game actually did start out as a Virtua Fighter RPG.
Okay.
And then they decided, okay, we're going to keep like the fighting stuff, because like his moves are pretty much Virtua Fighter moves. But then they said, okay, we're going to make this new characters instead. So that's why it was sort of as actually meant to be Akira from Virtua Fighter.
Oh, okay.
His story, but then they said no, we're going to make it a new character instead.
The waiting part at the end of the stream was kind of,
Yes.
because like I went to go take a break.
That's what I ended up doing when I played it, because I'm like, yeah, like they really want you to sort of talk, like do like at that point explore around, train up your moves in the park or something, right? Because as you train up your moves, they get better. But yeah, there's a lot of waiting, and I will say Shenmue 2 adds the ability to skip ahead, skip time ahead.
Awesome.
It's not in the first one though. You got pretty much up to, so when I told you where I kind of wanted you to go, I said the bus. You were pretty much one step away.
Oh, okay.
You were once you get to the tattoo parlor in the morning, he says, "Yeah, take the bus to go to the port here."
Okay.
So you were right there, pretty much.
Cool.
So
yeah, I didn't want to like, because it was going to cut into your stream.
Yeah,
time,
no worries. No,
yeah.
you played. It took a lot longer than what I expected, even though you went through at a really good pace. Like I thought it was closer, but no, like it was. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Like, I maybe might even pick it up in the future.
No.
Before 3 comes out.
Yeah. Then hey, you got a year, because it was pretty much a year.
It's going to be like insane now if they're going to like, with all the tech we have now.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of there's I was listening to another podcast talk about this, where they're like, are they going to make a crazy evolution of the game, or are they going to try to recreate it like a new Dreamcast game? Like which do they go with? And it's looking to be more like the latter. But honestly, I'd be even down with that. I think it'd be really cool to go to a game of similar caliber, but with just better graphics, you know?
Maybe.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Tom is the best. And like I remember in my playthrough, I totally connected the dots that he's just Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
But then I forgot, and then you got to it, and I'm like, hey, he's like Tommy Wiseau. Tommy Wiseau. So yeah, he's always. I think he's meant to maybe be Jamaican, but like the voice acting makes him not sound it at all. It's so funny. It just sounds like Tommy Wiseau.
And you said there's more like areas after that, right?
Yes. So the port is the next big area, and then I think after... So this is actually most of the rest of the game is not in Japan. It's in China.
Huh.
Yeah, so after that you go to China, and that's where the rest of the sort of the series goes from there. So yeah, there's a lot of... once you get to China, you have to do jobs and stuff, and there's more there based on, having to live there pretty much. Mm-hmm. So...
like taking care of the cat?
Yeah, there's a lot of little life stuff like that. Like, I don't even know if that does anything. I don't know. I don't know, but maybe... I know it's optional, because I never did it in my playthrough. Like, when I first played it, because I didn't even know. Mostly because when I'm playing on the Dreamcast version, you know that look button? Mm-hmm. I didn't know it existed.
Oh, really?
I had no idea. There was stuff you were doing that I'm like, I never was able to do that, because they really made the controls better on that version.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was literally to look around. You had, like... hold L, press R, and then move the stick. And it was like, oh my god, what? So it's like, yeah, like that's definitely the version to play
like
there.
Third hand for that.
It's weird. Yeah. Anything else?
It's just, like, looking back on it, like, thinking about it, it's just like, it's really comfy.
It's really comfy to think about, right? Like, I love that about it. No, for sure.
Like, all the little places you can go into, like...
Even,
like that place with the first 2 gacha machines,
yeah,
and the wall there. I'm like, I thought that was just a wall, not a shop.
No, that was a shop. That was a little nook's cranny there.
Yeah,
I love it. This game was one that people said back in the day that the voice acting was like, oh, it's so bad, you can't enjoy it. Doesn't it make it like
almost?
I think it makes me enjoy it more. Because I love the voice acting in this.
At first, it just made me laugh.
Because that's the point.
Take it seriously.
But I love that. I don't know.
Hey, mister.
Hey, mister. Oh, yeah. Let's play some baseball.
Maybe next time. Do you ever get to play baseball with him?
I don't think so. Hey, Fuku-san, can I ask you a question? Have you seen sailors on that day maybe in that car.
Oh, yeah. During that day. Oh, the day that it snowed and it rained. Oh, okay.
Well, I heard that Megami got splashed by a car.
Some of these people sound like robots.
I know.
Like literal
because again,
robots.
remember, they're English voice actors in Japan, so they're either Japanese speakers doing English or people who failed so hard at English voice acting in America they had to move to Japan to do English roles there. It's so good. I love it.
Feels like a type of game that can have some like really like creepy pasta.
I could see
in
that.
Terms of
yeah.
like something that's like on the screen for a second.
There's a slight uncanny valley to it.
It kind of feels like there's. I like those games that have like that seem innocent enough, but there's something just hiding right under the surface.
No, for sure. I could see that. Yeah, no, for sure. Let's see what else.
But it's also okay if it doesn't.
How about that arcade though?
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, right? Yeah. That again led the way.
The one with the QuickTime events and like what the hell?
I didn't know what that one was.
Yeah. But like the one where you like when you said to play
Space Harrier?
Yeah, that was really fun.
So I don't know if you saw my message, but that became the missile shooting segment in Bayonetta.
Really?
And the song that plays is in Bayonetta as Space Harrier climax mix.
Huh.
That's the space, yeah.
That's cool.
That's right? Oh, it's great.
And then all the gotcha toys, the glitchy one where it's just air.
The air it was the chicken leg from Golden Axe, but like it didn't load, so you just picked up air.
Yeah.
It's like wow, what a good one. It's like Rio, you're holding nothing.
And it's just his
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love it. I love it so much. Rio's so and
then the neck turns.
Yeah, the neck turns when you're talking to people and they're like crouched down, and then they just turn their neck all the way up. Like it's like that's not possible. The English voice actor for Rio from the original is coming back for Shenmue 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but of course he now knows how to act, so it's going to be a bit different. But yeah, cool. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Speaking of awesome,
Doom.
So I gotta preface this with the one thing I forgot to say, which is that first-person games make me queasy, and I totally forgot about that. So about halfway through Doom there, like right before the internet went off and I had to stop the stream for a bit, I was actually feeling a little queasy. Okay. But going upstairs for a walk for a little bit fixed that for me. So I was able to get good again, but like I forgot about that I get and it's for me it's headaches. I get really bad headaches from first person gameplay, which sucks because it's like such a huge amount of games, right? That's why if the game has a third person option, I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
Because I've never got sick from a third person game, ever, just first person. So I was like, man, I will say your advice to put on the front gun. So much better,
right?
Like, I don't know why people would play with it the other way.
Yeah,
like
it's just modern game
but
design.
It just makes so much more sense to just be like that.
Yeah,
it looks better,
feels like Doom.
It feels better, and it's like, yeah, it's great. No, the gameplay
it's quick and it's
fast,
furious.
From when I saw footage of Doom a long time ago, I didn't remember when you do the kill animation. I don't remember him just warping there. I remember there being at least a bit of move, but I remember there being a bit of zoom into the enemy, not literally smash cut to you being at the enemy. Like, I was weird. I don't know.
Maybe you're just looking at it wrong.
Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but it might be because I was too close to the TV. I don't know. But yeah, like I love the system of damage an enemy and then do the kill. That's awesome, right? I even loved how it's like if there's an enemy that's not exactly in the kill range, you can melee and then immediately go into the kill animation because you're right there anyways, right? The enemy variety was pretty big for the start there. Like it was, it started off with just like the regular dudes, like whatever. Then I hate the imps. I hate them.
The little guys?
The ones that are jumping around with the grenades and they're climbing up the walls.
Okay.
I hate those guys.
The possessed guys.
No, the possessed guys are fine.
The imps are.
Yeah, the imps are annoying. And then the big dudes who just slammed at you. What did you call him? Clark?
Clark.
Why?
I don't know.
Those dudes are more...
When the first one came in, it's like, hey, Clark.
Like, I don't like those guys, because those guys are just like...
The Hell Knights.
Damaged. No, yes, the Hell Knights. Yeah, no, not Hellraisers. I like the Hellraisers, because they have the little funny run. Like, they're so cute. I like those guys.
They're just doing their best.
No, like, it was really fun.
What do you think about, like, the guns? Like, were they, like, fun to use?
Yeah, no, the only one that I found really weird and redundant was the difference between the shotgun and the super shotgun. Like,
the shotgun's like faster.
I mean,
one's like,
I guess, but it's still weird. It's just like, just call it something else. I don't know. Like, call it the blunderbuss or something, right?
Well,
like,
that's what the super shotgun is.
Yeah, I know, but just call it something different, because it made it look like, oh, I've invalidated my shotgun. But also the fact that guns all serve multiple uses, like depending on the mod you add to it, it's like you don't get a dedicated sniper rifle, but you can put the scope on the one that kind of makes it like a sniper rifle, right? You don't get a dedicated, I don't know, maybe you do later, but like a grenade launcher, your shotgun can turn into a grenade launcher with the the mod, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's an awesome system. Rocket launcher, I love.
Like further, like when you get to hell. And, like, start fighting bosses and, like...
Yeah. That's one thing I was surprised about. In my 3.5 hours altogether, no boss.
No.
Which, usually I'd say there's usually a boss in the first 3 hours of most games. But,
yeah, like...
Guess not.
When I said, like, at least get to the first boss, I, like, wanted to make sure, like, you were close to it.
Yeah.
But it's on, like, the 5th last chapter.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's surprising.
Like right before you get to hell too.
There was a little bit. There was the one period where I couldn't find the key card that I missed, and I was like running around, and I'm like,
oh yeah, that kind of fetch quest stuff.
Oh, I was like, what am I doing wrong?
That kind of goes away.
Like
when you enter
one
hell.
thing I would say is like the whole, like almost the entire game, like aside from that one section where I couldn't find the key card, I never once thought, where do I go? It's just, hey, is there demons here? That's where I go. Just follow the path of demons till you get to where you need to go.
Like, it does a real good job at, like,
it does an amazing job of leading you to exactly where you have to go. Like, that level design is really good. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like, I don't have to even say it. The music's amazing. Like, it's awesome. Like, I've heard it played live, like, like, it's awesome.
Like, you're playing and then you just start hearing it and it just pumps you up. Like,
yeah.
It's really, like, this type of shooter that, like,
there's a visceralness that makes you feel good. Yeah, for sure.
Can't hide because the demons will just come up and you kill you.
No, it's
you got to get up in their faces before they get up in yours.
Yeah, no, it is a good game feel. 100%. That is, I say a lot of times Western games, they don't have that game feel I like. They feel way too much trying to be cinematic that it's a detriment to them. Mind you, this is a first person game, but like as soon as I moved, I'm like, this is how shooters should feel to me.
Yeah.
So like, no, 100%. Like this is when people say like, this is one of the good ones. I'm like, you are right.
Yeah.
Like this feels as it should. And even like, I was worried about when I got to my first rune challenge there, where I was like, I don't know about this, but like I went through that. I'm like, that feels like one of the secret missions in Bayonetta. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, you're put in a room, here's your challenge, and like, I'm sure if I failed it, it'd be just like quick retry, right? Like, so beat it, you get a special thing. It's like, yeah, that's awesome. That's perfect. It's exactly what I want from like a sort of Devil May Cry style, like go into a secret room, do this mission. Yeah, you did it. Go on. Like it definitely has the same stylish action that I want from character action games, but in a shooter form.
Yeah. That's why I'm looking so forward to Eternal. Just to having more.
Oh yeah, no, like honestly, like Doom Eternal is one of the few games, like even if I don't get it myself, because again, queasiness, like that's it gives me a status condition if I keep playing it for too long, which sucks. But like I'm looking forward to, because I know there's gonna be some YouTube channel I watch that's gonna rock through it, and I'll get to really enjoy that, right? Yeah. So we'll have to see what that does. Other stuff. Let's see here.
Well, since you probably won't play through it, and it's like what, a 3-year-old game. The woman turns out to be the final boss.
Really? Does she turn into a giant gross demon?
She turns into the Spider Queen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that fits. She does look like a gross spider woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, when I first saw her hologram, I'm like, oh, she looks cute. Yeah, and then I saw her, I'm like...
When you said that, I was like, maybe not, Tanner.
No. Yeah, that was a bad mistake.
The final boss music is like some of the best.
Is the spider demon the final boss?
Yep.
Really?
Let's look it up on YouTube right now. Quickly.
Well, not on YouTube.
Or just the
just the picture.
Yeah.
Doom final boss.
But the music, the final boss music goes so hard.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that looks like a final boss, kind of. Oh, dude, what? That looks dope. Hope that's the fun. I'm looking at the brutal Doom final boss on ultra violence difficulty. That should be the final boss of Doom Eternal. Well, you know what? I was going to say, it's a bit...
What's that?
That's Justin Bieber. Someone just put Justin Bieber as the Doom final boss. Okay. I was going to say it's a bit weird, but then I remembered the final boss of Doom 3 is a cyber demon, which is a normal enemy from Doom.
And it's a boss in the reboot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like it's the first boss.
Oh, well, there you go. But it's the final boss of Doom 3, because I remember back in the day, I had a guide in a game magazine to Doom 3, and I remember reading it, even though I didn't play Doom, but I read through it. That's what I did for a lot of games, and it's like, yeah.
Another thing cool about the music, if you were to play through it, like, all of it, the music actually, like, turns from, like, an industrial kind of stuff into more, like the type of like epic,
cool,
like hellish stuff, and then it just turns into this like mechanical. Like I really want you to listen to the final boss music, since it's so like bass heavy, and it just
cool. I'll give it. I'll definitely give it a listen.
Yeah,
I'm just looking here, and there's a Doom boss that's just called Final Boss.
No, it's called the Icon of Sin.
Yeah, but but the page is just called Final Boss. Okay,
the Icon of Sin is in the reboot.
Wait, what? Is it?
It's a little just Easter egg.
Oh, cool. But is what's his face in there?
No, I don't think so.
Because it's in the flesh, right? It's the the face of what's his John? Isn't it John Romero's face in there?
I think so.
Yeah, if you go in there, it's John Romero's face, and you got to kill it.
Exposed forehead. Oh, you just get a
cause a cube to spawn in a collectible. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's a reference to that. Yeah. Cool. Not much else to say.
No,
it's awesome. I mean, yeah, you can watch us, of course, play these on our channel. Did you put up your footage to YouTube?
No.
You should probably export it to YouTube. You just go onto Twitch on a computer, and you say export to YouTube, and it'll just throw it up on your YouTube channel.
Okay.
You can even, do you have the 15-minute time limit?
I don't know.
You can try it, and if not, you can even then split it up into 15 minutes. Just have it archived somewhere. It's cool. And of course, it's going to be up on my channel probably tonight, the first part. I'm going to break it up into two parts, because when I was streaming, I had to stop there.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm just going to break it up into two parts.
Cool.
So first part will be up tonight, and then by the time this is up, they should both probably be up.
I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Like, now there were 3 games in. Which one have you enjoyed the most? And I'll say mine after 2.
Okay. Wait a sec.
Like in terms
Burnout,
of
LA Noire, and Doom.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, I'd probably say Doom.
Doom?
From just the perspective of it, like I enjoyed all of them so far. Like, don't get me wrong, but like the gameplay of LA Noire to me was still very, like, that was probably the least for me.
Okay.
Burnout Paradise was a lot of fun, but it was still, in essence, a game genre I don't frequent. Doom was like, yeah, like this felt to me like what I like from games, like in terms of movement and feeling.
Cool.
What about for you?
Between Resident Evil, Berserk, and well, I guess Berserk kind of throws a wrench in that, but
yeah, because that's different because it's a story, so a movie.
Okay, between Resident Evil 4 and Shenmue.
That's okay, but that's tough because Resident Evil 4 is one of the best games of all time.
Shenmue, I think, almost.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Well, because I guess maybe for that one, that was more of a surprise for you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
and it was
fair.
just like, I like those kind of games that like, I just like a break from like all that type of typical video game-ness and like look at it in a different way, you know?
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
What are we at?
We are at...
I just wanted to see how long that took.
It's 20 minutes. I think that's fair.
All right. Now, to wrap it all up,
Yes.
we got some questions.
Questiones. Are we going to do the other exchange after? I forget what.
Oh,
order
no,
we
yeah,
do
we
this
do
in.
it. We
Yeah,
do it now,
right. I
yeah.
was going to say.
Sorry, I forgot.
Okay. So,
Me first?
go ahead.
Okay, so
I think I have an idea of what this is.
what is it?
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
I'm going to see.
So if I say anything, it's going to spoil it.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna say one guess before I open my eyes. Okay.
Okay.
Spins a web, any size. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, because I'm like, you 100%ed it. So I'm like, I bet you it's coming this week.
And that's why I asked you.
Yeah, you asked me. Nice. Did you bring another one just in case?
No.
Awesome.
I was going to, but...
You know what? Hey, I'm excited to checking out PlayStation 4's Spider-Man.
Yes, one of the best games of the year.
I will definitely enjoy that. Mine, I don't have something to give you.
Uh-oh.
It's a game.
It is a game.
But it's... I only have it digitally. So I'm going to have to give you my login account, which I don't care about. You can download it onto your system and play it.
But you can't be signed into yours at the same time.
That's fine, because you'll be able to play it pretty much any time in the week.
Yeah.
It's just play it any time in the week. I won't be there. Okay. It's a game that I'm
always scared that these are going to be like super like NSFW games that I can't play when my
parents are... No, this one you can.
Okay. Cool.
It's a game that I tried to show to you, but failed miserably because I tried to skip ahead, and it didn't work out.
Oh, okay.
It's I recently beat the last game in the series.
Danganronpa.
You are going to be looking at the first game, Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, for the PS4.
Okay. We'll see how that goes.
You'll see. I mean, we will, because we'll see if you're gonna stream it there. So I'm gonna be on my download. I have the 1 and 2 bundle, so you'll be downloading the 1-2 HD version. But
that was one thing I noticed with the Shenmue thing. I put it in the disc, and then it's like it didn't show an app. It showed like a folder that you could download the 2 games.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay, because I haven't put that in. Yeah. Oh no, that's weird. No, this is just pretty much one thing that you download, and you turn it on, and it says select your game and 2 selectable things.
Cool.
Yeah. So you'll get to enjoy that.
I like doing it.
Definitely enjoy
the weekend of the Saturday.
Yep.
Before the day before the podcast. I like doing it.
That works.
Because it's fresh in your mind, and like
you'll get a chance to enjoy that, and I'm sure Beat will enjoy watching that because
is he a big fan?
I think he's played the first 2 games.
Okay.
So he'll definitely enjoy that.
Cool.
And you know what? That's another one where yes, it's anime, but that doesn't define it. You know.
Okay.
It's it has more serious subject matter. So.
Sounds good.
You'll enjoy that.
Cool.
Awesome.
Now into questions.
It's letter time.
Rob and Mauricio.
Yes.
Is that how you pronounce
Mauricio,
it?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Okay. From Rob. Hi, Tanner and Adrian. Hope you had it. Also, did you get the one that Mauricio just sent? He said he just sent one on Twitter. You added it?
Down.
Let's see here. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Okay.
I haven't read through it, so no naughty things.
Sorry, Rob. We're back to you. Hi, Tanner and Adrian. Hope you had a good 2 weeks. We talked about it for a long time, so yes, we did.
Hope you enjoyed the extra long episode.
So before I ask my question, when Tanner was tweeting about growing up in a Christian household, I remember a funny story from my youth. When I was in 1st grade or 2nd grade, I had to go to Bible school on weekday nights. Ouch. Meaning I had normal homework and Bible homework, but I never did my Bible homework since I was busy doing my normal school homework. So when my Bible teacher asked me why I was not doing my Bible homework, I just replied because I had real work to do. I never went to a Bible school ever again. Oof, indeed. So my question is, what games would you say you can just pick up and play and beat, just beat it countless times? For example, I love playing Mega Man Legends and beating it at least once a year. Thanks for reading my email. I hope you had a good 2 weeks. Also, read my story. Thanks for reading it. Yeah, no worries, dude. I know my answers to this. I have a couple games that I play through at least like once a year.
Go ahead.
Okay. Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2. Like, those 2 games are so fun to just pick up, and like I will delete my save data and play through them again.
Okay.
Because they are just, every time, so fun to run through. I'll probably skip cutscenes. But at the same time, it's like, just the stages and the progression and everything about them are so fun. Other things are the original Knights game. Again, like that's a super short game, but like play through that, so good. Gives me the feels of a childhood. Shovel Knight. I just will play Shovel Knight all the time. Like that's a newer one. And then for the last one, I haven't played it recently, but mostly because I'm afraid of it being lost forever, so I don't touch it ever again. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. That game is literally no longer downloadable, even if you bought it. So if you delete it, it's gone forever. So that's why I'm like preserving it. So it exists. One day I'll return to it. I never bought the final DLC though, so I'm so mad. But that's just one character that reuses a lot of assets. But anyways, that's another one that I'd just like to pick up and play.
I'm not one to replay games every year.
Okay, but it doesn't have to even just be replay like once a year, but just can pick up and play and just enjoy a time through it. Just sometimes.
Twilight Princess.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. I love play like I just love that's my favorite Zelda game. I can just like play it over and over again.
Nice.
It won't get old. All right.
That's it? Okay,
That's
cool.
it. I don't again, I'm more of a person who likes to play new things.
Yeah. And see, I love old games too, so that for me is
But I also like having the games to go back to when I want to.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, thanks, Rob. All right, next question.
Sorry about that, guys. Had to work early in the morning for university and lost track of time. Sup, guys? Mauricio here, and I'll get right to the question, right into the news.
West for you.
West. So, Adrian, I expect when you saw the third Berserk movie, I bet you were shocked with everyone dying, Cass getting raped, and giving birth to a demon baby. Did she?
Was that in the movie?
Was in the movie.
Well, that happens right after, pretty much.
Okay. So, what is another piece of media, game show that shocked you more than this? Like plot twists or character deaths that shock you to this day?
Well, yeah, I could just say Danganronpa V3's ending. Whoa!
Oh man. I wasn't ready for this question.
Something that shocks you. What's the biggest twist in media that like?
Oof.
The Thanos snap? Or did you see that coming?
Well, it was going to happen.
Okay.
I just didn't know when. I'm trying to think of a game that I can.
Final Fantasy 15 with the after the Leviathan?
Maybe? I mean, that made me more sad than the actual ending of the game, almost.
Huh, okay.
I don't know. It hit me. It hit me.
I hit you? Okay.
Yeah.
But that wasn't a shock. That was more of a sad.
Yeah. I don't really like process shock, you know? I'm like, oh, okay. That's how it's going to turn out.
Fair enough, yeah.
I'm like looking around the room.
Yeah.
It's always a good outlet.
It's a good thing I have all these things everywhere.
Oh, you know what? Pancakes.
Pancakes.
Yes.
Fluffy pancakes from Persona. Yeah, that's one that.
That's the one that got me.
Yeah, no, that's one that for sure was like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
The whole plan thing at the end there was dope. Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. That's a good one. Okay, now Japan.
All right, Tanner. That's me. So back in the Pokemon XYZ anime, to where the last few episodes, my Twitter feed exploded with a gif and talk about Pokemon being good again. I had to follow the rabbit hole and see this miracle. I got in again when Best Girl Serena did something no one else did. She kissed Ash after 20 years since the anime aired. Well, she was not the first, because Melody in Pokemon the Movie 2000 did kiss Ash, but hey, that's me. I'm a hardcore action buyer, but anything with romance I can get into. I got into Precure because it had a romance with a mascot fairy who can transform into a human and a human girl. Okay, interesting. Also, read any fan comic that involved Naruto X Hinata since it became canon. Question. So what is a series you never heard of but heard talk of from the internet, or that had something in it you liked that got invested in it? Okay, so something that you
Did we answer this question before?
I don't know. I don't think so. Anyways.
We'll answer it again.
Well, I guess going off that, like, I heard a lot of talk about Danganronpa, like, way back when it was first out in Japan, like, not even officially in English. And I remember thinking, like, people were like, oh, it's the next Ace Attorney. And I'm like, that sounds interesting. But I never really decided to really play it till I had a friend who told me it's Ace Attorney, but good. And, like, I already loved Ace Attorney. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, yeah, imagine Ace Attorney, but imagine it being better. And I'm like, what are you talking? And so, like, that was one that when I heard, I'm like, that's one I want to play. The internet talking about it. Man, mean, I can talk about one that didn't do this for me. Homestuck. People were telling me to check that out. I didn't. Woo, dodged a bullet there.
I guess for me, it would have to be like the stuff you talk about.
Well, yeah, I guess because
because like internet, I didn't really like.
I've introduced you to a sphere of the internet that you didn't know about.
Because I don't take like advice from the internet. I'm just like, okay, you like that, I like this. But like when you're like, play this, you'll like it. Then yeah, that's. So there's like Metal Gear, Final Fantasy,
Persona,
like Berserk now,
Bayonetta.
Well, I kind of have a fleeting interest in Bayonetta before.
Oh, really?
But
was it like pre-Smash Bros. Even?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just looking around here. I guess it's JoJo. Like I knew about JoJo a bit, and then I got into JoJo when I heard that the characters were announced for J-Stars, because of course whenever I'm interested in a piece of crossover media, I go out of my way to make sure I know who everyone is. I'm like I see all these characters, I'm like, I need to know where they come from. That's why I just read Hunter x Hunter recently. I didn't talk about that. I didn't talk about that in my week. I read through all of Hunter x Hunter, which is...
Isn't that a lot?
It's about 300 chapters.
Okay.
But I read through them about... Every chapter takes about 5 minutes. It's like, that's not too bad, really.
Okay.
I didn't talk about that. I missed it. Let me just talk about it quickly now. That starts off good and innocent, and then gets very violent, and then becomes one of the best comic arcs I've ever read. I actually cried, which is astonishing for something I went from not caring about at all to read. Like, I read through the Chimera Ant arc, and I actually cried from it. It's really good, and it's a damn shame I'm now in the part where it's just all talking and all hiatuses. So, but no, that was another thing that I heard interesting stuff about, and then I just decided, you know what, whatever, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna get it out of the way, and then I actually really enjoyed it.
Okay. You're just looking around the room again?
Yeah. What else could there be? I don't know. That's about it for me.
Yeah. Me too.
Nowadays it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff where you're just like, you hear talk of it, and for it to convince me to check it out, I usually do a bit of research first. Like, I've never seen something that immediately makes me go, nah, I'm interested in it, but it usually is, okay, you've got my attention, but now I'm going to do a bit more research. Like, I'll do a wiki dive for a little bit, right?
Okay.
And then I go in and I'm like, no, this is cool. I'm going to check this out. But honestly, and this is kind of horrible, but one of the things that it does come down to is if it's too much hassle to get, then I just don't. Like, if it's something that, like, I can easily access, then I'm like, yeah, let's go into this. But if it's something that it's like, oh yeah, you have to sign up through stuff, and it's like, yeah, no, it's fine. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, for me, like, I just keep to the stuff I know, the pages I follow. Like, if it's like crossover with this, I'm like, that's cool, but I don't care.
Oh, see, yeah, for me, when I hear about crossovers and stuff, I'm like, what is this? I need to know about it, right? So whenever I hear there's a crossover, I usually check out what it's about. I don't always check out the thing itself, but that's what introduces me to stuff where it's like, oh, this is a thing. Oh, okay, I'm into this.
Yeah, so you are my only outlet for like this Japanese side.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, and I mean,
which I'm very grateful for, because like my tastes have grown exponentially to a point where I just don't know, like, if I can keep up anymore.
You're like,
I like so many things.
You're like, wait.
So when someone asks me, so what do you like? Everything.
So now you're like, well, let me show you a podcast where I talk about the stuff I like. I think we answered the question.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry for the late email, guys. Hey, no worry. We got it. And take care. Yeah, you take care as well.
Yes.
So, with this, how long are we at?
This is the shortest segment.
Yeah, this is the shortest segment, but it's still almost
40 minutes.
Almost a 4-hour podcast.
I mean, lots for you guys to listen to over the next 2 weeks.
Yes. I know I'm fine myself, like, because my drive to work every day is about an hour there and an hour back. Which is a lot. I've been listening to some more podcasts, and I've been enjoying those.
Well, I drive. Well, I don't listen to podcasts on my drive. I listen to music.
See, I'll put on a podcast and listen to those funny boys, the McElroys, or listen to
like
Mega 64.
I like to listen to podcasts all the way through. Because, like, if I were to hop back into a podcast in the middle of a sentence, I'm like, wait, what are they talking about? Like,
So, see, what I usually do is I park, I wait for them to finish, and then I turn off my car when they finish the sentence.
okay.
That works for me. But no, I've grown used to it because I've been doing that for years there. Yeah.
Cool.
Not much else to say other than thank you all for listening.
Next time, tune in
Yes.
for our reactions. You're damaging my steelbook.
It's okay. It just nearly fell.
One thing I don't like about that steelbook, look at the spine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's just red.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, not a fan of that.
Well, I know it's going to be Spider-Man, but, like, I like a logo.
You should just take a Sharpie and just write on it.
Yuck.
Just write Spody, man.
Yeah, so we'll be playing Spider-Man and me with Danganronpa.
Danganronpa, Trigger
gonna
Happy
be-
Havoc.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So tune in 2 weeks for that.
Yep.
So we'll see you then.
We'll probably guarantee not as long as an episode this time. Because there won't be...
We'll see.
What do you mean?
Oh.
What's going to happen?
Okay, no, I thought you meant stream for you.
Oh, I'm talking about the
Okay.
podcast.
Yeah, no, for
Like,
sure. There won't be as much.
There's
Yeah.
not going to be a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
School's going to be school.
School be cool. Dab. Sorry.
Okay, one more thing. With that tweet, you said, like, the best thing I heard today is when kids say Fortnite is dead. And you're like, heck yeah, dude. And then the gif of the dabbing kids genuinely made me laugh. That doesn't happen very often.
It's so good.
Heck yeah, dude. I just read it in your voice. And laughed.
Oh man, those kids are so good. Sometimes they'll just say something. Like there was one time I was teaching a class and a kid sneezed and like he went achoo and immediately dabbed to avoid spreading the germ, and he did such a fluid, perfect motion. No one noticed but me, and I'm like, I had just like a touched by an angel moment where it's like I witnessed something beautiful that like no one else saw, and like
Or maybe they did see it. It was just like
but
commonplace.
but it was such a perfect motion. It was acute, and like it was so perfect that I was like, I almost wanted to call him out on that, but like I was mid sentence when it happened, and I just had to keep going, and I was just thinking about it for the rest of my time. Like, did that happen? Did he just perfectly sneeze dab? Oh my gosh.
Was it like a chew or was it a chew?
No, like it was perfect. Like he was moving before he sneezed, went back down. I was like, I was so close to freaking out there, but I have to keep professional.
And with that,
I think with that story, we're done.
thank you for listening.
We'll see you next time, guys. Ciao.
Bye.
Need some food for your cat, some capsule toys or some other shit. Well, I know just the place. It's just up the road in the bad part of town, babe. The owner's a freak, but that's okay because they have the greatest jingle that you've ever heard. It's amazing. got some sex and batteries. Goes automatic, automatic.